Are we online?
Why do you laugh like Bradley Whitford and Billy Madison?
Are we online?
That's pretty good, Carl.
I hope we're online.
We probably are online.
Yep. I can verify we are online.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
Wow.
The worst podcast ever. Why are these guys talking like Christopher Walken? Oh.
Wow. Tweet.
Tweedly deedly dee. Tweedly deedly dee.
Yeah.
Tweedly D.
Oh, the button moved again. Imagine that.
I actually got an email from YouTube the other day. It was like, hey, we're making some changes. I'm like, no fucking shit.
Right. Of course you are. No fucking shit. You think I'm ordering a pizza?
I mean, you could send me this email every hour.
Is that the newest tweet? Think you've got some rage?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't want to retweet an old one. Because, yeah. Yep.
Exactly.
Uh-huh. Sure. Right. Okay.
Are you all right?
Fine. I like the camera person lady was in two different Blood Fist movies back to back as two different people.
Of course.
Man, there are a shitload of D-Box movies. Gary Daniels was in one of them. One of the Blood Fists.
Yeah. Gary Daniels, BMFcast alum.
Yes.
Yeah. From that Stone Cold movie?
No.
No?
Yes.
Well, yes,
Yes.
that too.
But not Stone Cold.
No.
No, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes, that's right.
That's
Yes.
Yes. Hunt to Kill.
God, you
Hunt
really
to
messed with my head for a second. I was like,
Well, we've also
did I hit
reviewed
my head and forget
Stone
who
Cold,
Steve Austin is?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was Hunt to Kill.
Hunt to Kill. Hunt to Kill.
Hunt to Kill. My favorite Transformer.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
He was a Decepticon.
Yeah.
Hunt to Kill.
Hunt to Kill.
Craig, he's no John Wave.
John the Wave.
I'm telling you right now, if they'd had a Soundwave figure, do they even make Soundwave anymore? Because what is he?
They made, there's a line called Masterpiece that they made a Soundwave that's pretty fucking awesome, but they're all like $100.
But he's still a cassette tech. I'm saying,
Yes.
there isn't a modern Soundwave, because what would he be? Like,
Literally a sound wave.
oh.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
firing MP3s at people.
Wave of sound.
I mean, I came
Fuck
close
else
to
would
just
he be?
buying the Mehotron because...
Mehatron.
Mehotron.
Did you find any Mehatrons when you were in Mexico?
Yeah, did I? I
Yeah.
thought I put it on the Slack, didn't I?
You did.
He did.
Oh, I
Yeah.
must have missed it.
Was it over the weekend, though?
It was
If it's over the weekend.
it was a
PJ
weekend
does
post.
not
Oh,
see
was it? Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't...
Yeah, you lost track of time.
Oh, no, I see it.
When you're in a foreign country.
I see
They
stuff
don't.
over
They
the
don't keep
weekend.
time like we do here.
They don't,
in
no.
America.
Right, they're on the metric system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have rhythm.
Yeah. It looks like I'm not live streaming on the laptop.
Oh, yeah, I didn't look at that because it was Transmorphers.
Buddy go.
Trying to get Buddy on camera.
Oh.
Spud.
It's Budnick.
Spudnik.
Spuddy.
Rage, 1995,
Mm-hmm.
starring Gary Daniels.
You don't like dogs. You can't have them.
Right, you're right. I don't like dogs.
Why are you looking between his legs, you pervert?
Looking at the symbols. He's got a, little Russian flag over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, he's
Hammer
fucking
and
Russian.
sickle over there.
Yeah, he's fucking Russian.
He's a
Fucking Russian.
Yeah.
dog. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they dropped that, though, didn't they? From the cosmonaut program now?
What, dogs?
Fucking
Dags?
Russians?
Yes, dogs.
Yes, they.
Well,
dropped
I
the
know they
dogs.
dropped one.
Aw.
Pretty goddamn hard.
Aw.
Oh,
Aw.
Sorry, it's history. I didn't do it.
I actually looked it up while we were podcasting because I was curious. And Leica died before she burned up in the atmosphere, so
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
good.
okay.
That's,
Sure.
Yes, it's comforting.
Is it? Because, then it might have been like asphyxiation or something. That might be worse. All right.
Just went to sleep.
Okay.
And that
Pretty
was
much.
that.
She's on Space Farm.
Space Farm.
Yep.
Working on a space farm.
Yeah, I was about to say that's my new song, Space Farm. I'm going to work on that like tonight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, congrats on being an adult there, Steve-O.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Did
job.
you commit any
Steve.
crimes?
Yeah, just get on that. I mean, don't get on that.
We told him not to. Now it's
Yeah,
big
I told
boy,
him now he
big
can be
boy
charged
crime
as an
now.
adult.
Yeah.
We're
His
the ones
life
over
of
here-
crime is
we got-
behind
we
him.
got dog cups
Yeah,
over here.
dog.
I really wish I'd committed more crimes as a child.
I should have.
I have the real hero, Heat.
Heat. Oh, Heat.
Heat. I have Go.
Oh, Doug Lyman's Go.
Go.
Go is a Christmas.
It is a Christmas movie. There's the Merry Christmas Party.
Who'da thunk?
That has Timothy Oliphant in it.
It does.
Yeah,
It's pretty fucking good.
He plays Ted Hitman.
I like when Frodo and Sam saw the Timothy elephants. Actually, it was Merry and Pippin, but whatever.
Yeah. References.
Whatever.
Yeah, so how is it at the border? Coming back. Did they give you any shit? Were they like,
Do you really
why were
wanna
you
go
in
back?
Mexico?
Yeah.
What are you doing
A
here?
human literally never said any words to me.
Oh, really?
I went to a machine. I answered like the 6 questions of did I touch livestock, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then they spit out a thing with my.
You
my,
did touch a monkey. Did you tell him that you
no,
touched a monkey?
Fuck no, I didn't tell him I touched a monkey.
Criminal. You could have brought
Monkey disease.
yeah.
Goddamn right I did. But then like I got to the person at customs and I handed them the thing and he just goes,
Awesome.
This is why we need a fucking
fantastic.
wall, man.
Yeah, can't count on
Yeah.
humans.
didn't even say
You
a
just
word.
walk right into
Yeah,
the
just
airport and
go
here you
on.
are.
Get on in there, monkey toucher.
Yeah. Get on in there, monkey toucher.
Man, chat's blowing up. A lot
Yeah.
of people were waiting for some rage.
Yeah, these people got some rage. Guys raging. We should talk about rage.
Yeah, we really should talk about it. He rages into the room.
Yeah, we should talk about
Ha.
rages into the room. Yeah.
That's a reference. So, Chuck, how's it feel being back in your normal seat, away from the board?
It's a relief. So much stress over there. Thank God
Were
you're
you
back.
stressed?
Is there? I don't feel any stress over
Just
here.
always make it sound like, oh dear God, I gotta run the board. Sliders,
Brooklyn 312.
yeah.
Oh, please.
Patch cables everywhere.
So how much did you spend on this Spudnik?
$10.
Wow.
It's a good price.
That's a fun
You could have gotten a
price.
Predator that would now be in pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. I
Ah!
got an official Disney toy. New in package.
I'm
Oh,
very
really? New and
I'm very sad that my
amazing.
Predator isn't.
Why did you not bring the package?
Because I took it out of the package before I got here to take a picture of it.
You should have put it
So
back
they-
in the...
Don't take.
They have that on there, but yet it's sewn to the back of his neck.
It's supposed to just look like
There's probably an additional helmet accessory you could buy for Spudnik.
You didn't get it? It wasn't complete in box?
I guess it didn't. I'm saying it's probably.
I will say there's an actual tail back
Yeah.
here inside the...
Yeah.
It should be straight up like the T-Rex version of the
Yes.
movie, but... Oh, he's so cute.
So where does I didn't
Yeah.
really watch the live stream because I was walking through the streets, but
Oh. Streets of Philadelphia.
phew, it was rough. But I have a nice quilt now.
Oh, that's good.
But how did Space Buddies rank among the pantheon of Buddies movies overall?
Space
It
Buddies
wasn't...
was
It
pretty
was...
dope.
It was all right.
We enjoyed it.
It was nearer to the bottom than the top.
Did we do Treasure Buddies? We
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. This is an earlier Buddies movie, so it was very plot light.
Yeah, it was very simplistic.
Yeah. It was just
Better
the
than
Buddies.
It might have been-
Santa Paws or whatever though. Or
Santa
Buddies?
Paws is by far the worst.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Hey, Chuck, don't even roll your eyes. You can admit the
I mean,
truth.
are we admitting that the best was Super Buddies?
Oh yes,
Yes,
okay.
Super Buddies is the
Which
best.
is
came
also
to
the
that
last,
conclusion.
right?
It's
Super
the most
Buddies is
recent.
the finale.
Yeah.
They're not going to make any more Buddies movies.
Oh,
Oh, why? Because they killed them all during that one.
I don't know but that guy has those.
Now he does Russell Madness.
The Air Bud brand has left Disney,
Oh,
but Disney probably owns the Buddies brand. So that guy is now making monkey movies for somebody else. Monkey Up and Russell Madness.
So Russell Madness was not a
No,
Disney. I didn't realize that.
no, it was not.
Okay,
So,
it's starting to make a little more sense now.
well, Disney bought Star Wars, and they were like, we don't need your fucking dog movies anymore. We got fucking Star Wars.
Well, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
but I've never known Disney to be like, nah, we need less money. I mean,
If you think
the
about it,
buddies seem to be profitable for
But
them.
if you think about it, they've kind of eliminated all of their direct-to-video, like all those bullshit sequels and, you know,
Have
there's-
they, or are
well
we just
good.
not noticing them? Because Star
No.
Wars!
Well, they don't do that anymore because people don't buy physical media.
yeah,
That's really the big reason.
could be.
And they can't be like, it's going back into the vault. You know, it's like nobody cares.
Yeah, well, you put
It's like,
buddies in
oh,
the vault. Well,
yeah.
whatever. Oh well.
Oh, I had to get a battery out of the freezer, huh?
yeah.
Oh, you keep them in the freezer?
He hates that. It's like the last two keys of a piano to ghosts.
Mm-hmm. They hate him. Like to torture him. Hey, boys. It's Dr. Venkman.
Oh my God! Look at all this junk.
You eat this?
Man. Busy chat.
People are excited.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
Everybody's
great.
feeling the rage.
It's all our good friends having
Right.
a good time.
They're all coming here for safety.
Yes.
Well, we're glad you've chosen to be here instead
Uh-huh.
of somewhere else 35 minutes from now.
Oh, God. Fuck.
What's happening in 35 minutes?
Trump's first interview
Oh,
from the White House as a confident, victorious, generous leader.
Magnanimous.
Yes.
Gracious.
I've got all the magnons. The best magnons.
I called Ian McKellen today. I was like, I got all the magnets. Fuck you. I saw you at the parade. I got the magnets.
No, this is not Nicolas Cage rage. That's a different
Oh,
rage.
Alina has to translate. Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's a rough one.
Well, let's get started so Alina can have...
Yeah, some joy
Some
in our
fun.
rage.
All right. Things are ready to go. Let's go.
Great.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 360.
Ooh, all
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Full rotation.
We make the world go round.
yeah.
Xbox. We can say that now.
Yeah, now we
right,
can say
yeah.
Xbox.
Don't
Yeah.
have to say Nintendo anymore. We can say Xbox.
Why would we say Nintendo?
I don't know.
That's dumb.
Yeah, really.
It's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah. So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Hey, yeah, we got a full house.
Hey!
I don't know.
Welcome back, buddy.
What the fuck do we do here?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I tell you
We
what we
had
do.
trouble figuring it out last week.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help us now that you're back.
I think, you know, what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it for the first half. And we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks.
Robot jocks.
However, there are bad movies. Doesn't stay away. They get a negative sliding scale. 1 to 5 bags, as in douchebags after Twilight.
Oh, man.
Don't like it.
Boo.
Poop.
So, Rage, man. we're filled with it.
Yes,
And so we watched a movie called Rage
we did.
from
Rage.
1995.
Correct.
Not to be confused with other movies named Rage
There
from other years.
90 movies named Rage.
But this is the one we watched. So let's do a plot summary and talk more about it.
Yeah.
A corrupt right-wing militia group chooses a California teacher as the ideal specimen to clone for its army.
Accurate.
Yeah.
You can infer that.
Clone, I mean,
They mentioned clone.
okay.
Yeah. There's cloning mentioned at one point.
It
Yeah.
might have been clonic at some point. There was some clination happening.
I think these are all different things you're saying.
There's some clamato in the movie, I
yeah.
believe.
Yes.
Yeah, so this movie stars Gary Daniels, who's, fighty British dude. I mean,
he's a BMFcast alum.
Yeah, he's a jacked up British fighter, mixed martial art kind of guy. Been in some action movies. This is
a lot of action.
I think this is the first.
Out.
I think this is the first one we've had where he's like a primary lead, though.
Correct.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, he's a BMFcast alum, but this is a starring.
He was in Hunt to Kill.
He was a henchman.
Hunt to Kill.
Yeah.
He was like one of the climactic fights. We took notice of him and we're like, hey, that guy's got some skill.
Yeah, and he's the dude in Expendables who gets his neck wrecked.
Yeah.
Wrecked!
Yeah. So, whatever. There's a couple other people in the cast you'd recognize, sort of.
Some familiar faces, but man, just character actors galore.
Right. But yeah, I mean, this movie opens and the first scene is, we don't really exactly know what's happening, but like it's a border bar. There's a Mexican fellow who is snapping photographs in order to make fake green cards for other illegal immigrants coming in, and
Giving them on credit.
Yeah, and in saunters, it's weird because this says it's in California, but like they very clearly say something about a parish. I think they just don't really know that Louisiana's.
I think everyone in the production was probably foreign.
Yeah.
Anyway, in saunters big rednecky sheriff dude, and they're all like, "Oh shit!" And it's like, "No, it's cool. He's my friend.
He's with me."
Yeah.
And basically, this guy comes in and starts kind of like shaking the guy down. He's like, "I need 50 of your dudes," and he's like, "Cool, yeah, I can do that. We got plenty."
No,
of
he's like
workers."
he's like, no, absolutely not.
Well, at first he's like, "Hey, I got the money. We're good, right?" And then he's like, "Yeah, well, but we need these guys for the experiment."
Well, yeah, but
and I'm gonna need 50 more.
He's like, well, he says I need 50 dudes, and he's like, cool, for what kind of labor? And he's like, no, it's for the medical stuff. And he's like, oh no, hell no, we've talked about this. No.
Westcor or whatever the name of the corporation is that thing? No, hell no.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, no.
It's like, I'm taking the guys that are in the bar and get me 50 more.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah. And they pull out guns and have an actual literal Mexican standoff.
Yes, they do.
And essentially they just start, opening fire. Dudes get shot. I think that
the thing that's interesting about this fight to me is that our presumably Mexican group of guys takes out all the cops, but that main,
the biggest target.
Yeah, the main asshole.
Well, I mean,
hiding behind a fireplace.
The illegal worker guys pretty much scatter. They don't have guns. There's just
they all run out immediately.
There's some dudes.
Well, they were
behind
already
the bar
being loaded up outside apparently.
Yeah.
But these guys they take out all the cops. And
Yeah.
I was like, because you still don't know like exactly whose side you're on or what's going on here at first.
Yeah, I mean, other than they're trying to ship illegal aliens off for medical experiments.
Yeah,
so.
both sides seem shitty. But,
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
But either way, they basically take out all of them but our main fat cop, and then he kills the rest of the guys who are in there. And the main guy he had been negotiating with is the only one who gets out and runs.
Yes, he gets away.
Yeah, and he gets away, and then we cut to
a man drawing the word monkey on a chalkboard.
Yep. And
And
teaching school.
That man is Gary Daniels.
In his sport coat.
Which is
His
like nine
oversized sport coat,
sizes too large for an already large man.
He's a big dude, but he's wearing a giant suit.
Yeah. He borrowed his wardrobe from David Byrne and is teaching class, and
He's teaching second grade, and it's basically one of those classes that is just about nothing. It's just like, what's this word? I don't know. Monkey. Now I'll tell you everything about monkeys, which leads to dinosaur talk, which leads to don't tease your fellow classmates.
Well, also
can I
him
point something out?
teaching the kids that they're carnivores.
Second grade, shouldn't second grade be able to read monkey?
Yes.
Yeah, they should. This is California.
But I mean, that's like 6, 7 years old, generally speaking.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a complex word.
All right.
And he
Yes.
wrote it in cursive, so
Sure. Okay.
Maybe he was teaching children with learning disabilities.
maybe.
Sure. But yes, we spent a little bit of time with him, and yes, he's a teacher, and really all it is like some really weak foreshadowing to monkeys and human behavior. Because, I mean, it kind of comes up a little bit later.
A little.
That this place was experimenting on monkeys and making rage monkeys. They were making Shakmas first before they were working on humans.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a sequel to Shockma.
Factory.
Yeah.
A shactory.
But so, like, it's a little bit of foreshadowing, but it's a long scene where the kids are like, but what, monkeys don't eat meat, right? And he's like, well, some monkeys eat other monkeys. Like, but people don't do that. What about Jeffrey Dahmer?
Jeffrey Dahmer was a bad man.
He's a crazy person.
It's like this class goes in a direction that, like, if someone was observing the class, they'd be like, no, stop.
And then the best part is one guy goes like, people aren't very nice. And they're like, oh, he's lost his faith in humanity, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Class, why doesn't everybody say they love him? And they all turn around and are like, we love you, Timmy, or whatever.
And then they tore him limb from limb.
Yes.
Like monkeys
They ripped off his jaw and his genitals immediately.
But, yeah.
You're really into this, ripping off the
show their
John genitals. This is the second time this has come up.
Animals are dicks.
Yeah.
Especially monkeys.
Right. Rip your face
It's actually
off.
chimps that are the assholes.
That's right.
Oh.
They're
Dicks off for monkeys.
Yeah,
I think baboons. Baboons are
they're like, you don't get to eat or fuck anymore. Like,
Baboons
that's
both-
their rule.
Yeah.
both are assholes and have giant ones.
Yes. Yes, that's the worst. Look out for baboons.
But anyway, so he goes home, and there's a brief exchange where he has a wife and a daughter. Blah blah blah. It's almost
It's
inconsequential.
a happy place.
Yeah, it's almost inconsequential. Other than like, hey, this guy is a good guy. He has a family. Yada yada, and he is taking his daughter to a slumber party.
Yes.
which is really all you need to know because
Yeah, but he's eager to get her to the party because he is ready to bone.
Yeah.
Well, yes,
He's going to fuck his wife.
there is that. Yes,
So much.
he's going to have some marital bliss.
Yep.
Yes.
He's going to consummate
There'll
the
be
shit
a
out of
hell of a lot of consummating.
Yeah. Early in class, it was conjugating. Now it's consummating. But so he drops his daughter off, and then like basically rounds the corner, stops the car, and there's cop cars kind of whizzing all by. Guy jumps in the car, and I guess it's the dude from the first scene.
Yeah, it's the main dude.
Really didn't look like him, but all right. Anyway, that dude jumps in the car with a gun and is like, just drive.
Yeah.
And really, it's like he's still on the run for the cops. So the cops are still chasing him for whatever reason, and now he's got this guy involved, which eventually comes to a stop. The cops pull both of them out of the car and beat the shit out of both of them,
Yes.
including the teacher guy who was
Gary Daniels is like, hey, thanks for... and they just beat the living fuck out of him.
Yeah.
And so he's on the ground, and then cut to, he's on a gurney being wheeled through like this space-age laboratory, and you're like, wait, what's happening?
Yeah.
They were just like, oh, this guy, well, whatever, throw him on the gurney and let's do some experimenting.
Yeah, so they've stripped him down. So just massive pecs man is just, on this gurney.
He does have enormous pecs.
Yeah, he's huge.
Huge.
Yeah. And they wheel him in, and like some science dudes come over, and one of them's like, they're only supposed to be illegals in here. This is a white guy.
It gets real gross here because
super gross.
He's like, oh, we're only dealing in non-humans, and it's like, fuck you.
Yeah. And Sheriff McFatass is like, well, he talks funny. He's limey or something. His English is stupid, and so that kind of word. They're like, yeah, all right, let's proceed. Let's see what we can do, because the main old scientist is like, all these guys you bring me, they die within a week, and so they're like, yeah, this guy might be all right. Look at him, he's beefy, and he's kind of foreign. Let's just do our stuff on him. So this lady comes over and she's like,
yeah, it's like an indeterminate amount of time. It's like apparently they pumped him full of whatever rage medicine, but then she's kind of coming over and is like, I'm going to help you escape, essentially. Sort of. I'm going to help you.
No.
It's not clear what's she comes over and she says, I am going to help you. I'm going to give you a shot. Don't move because it's going to burn the fuck out of you. But the implication is that's the rage.
Oh.
That's what she meant by I'm going to help you, is that I'm going to give you the rage. So he gets the rage and then just immediately is just like, well, fuck this noise.
Yeah. He turns into Super Action Man.
There's time transitions in this movie are bad. It's hard to tell exactly how much time passes in certain sequences, and in this one it's particularly bad because it seems like they've got him unconscious on the table where they talk about him, and then the lady comes over and says, I'm going to give you the medicine, and then it seems like literally 6 seconds later he is exploded off the gurney and is just kicking everyone in the face.
Not only that, I mean, it's like he wakes up and it just becomes a combination of like a John Woo scene and a Jackie Chan scene, because he's jumping around doing combat rolls, immediately grabbing pistols and Uzis from people,
Kicking trays and things into random boxes which are catching fire.
he just fucking one man destroys this lab.
Yeah. Like kicks dudes through windows. Like one guy tries to kill him with a VCR, which explodes. And
Yeah.
there's like a pile of computer monitors that he leaps over and does a combat roll.
Twice. The same.
Yes, they do show it twice.
Same burning thing. Well, no, it's like the implication is he does it twice.
Oh, he jumps over it twice?
It's not the like,
Okay.
this is cool. We have to show it from
But
multiple angles.
there's a lot of the John Woo jump over something, turn around, shoot, and there's all sorts of just like debris on a desk in the way that just fucking explodes everywhere.
Yes.
He does one move when I think he's dual wielding like mini Uzis and like leaps, hands first over the gurney while firing like in a swan dive. And I think at that point I was like, all right.
Swan Woo.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Swan Woo.
Like lands on a table, combat rolls over that thing. So, okay. Like
Well, it's just before this we're like, all right.
Yeah.
And Chuck,
Where's this movie
you
going?
had
this
you
was a
had
movie
started this movie.
This was a movie I'd started watching on my own. Was just like, just time to watch the movies, and had watched through the first 15 minutes. I was like, oh, I don't know what this is. And then like they start wheeling him into this lab, and I'm like, oh, what's happening? And then it just becomes fucking stunt spectacular, and I'm like, oh shit, we have to watch this movie.
because that's how we all were. We're like, wow, this lab's kind of cheesy. There's the spotlight that they keep sweeping across the room for no particular reason.
Yeah, they just have this
and-
dance spotlight all
Yeah.
over the place.
But then it exploded into that action. We're like, all right,
Yeah. Okay.
yep, we're good here.
Yeah.
And honestly, like he's kind of finished with everybody. He's looking around like, cool. I guess I better get out of here. And
He starts going down this time tunnel.
yeah,
thing.
it's like this. Suddenly, there's like this hallway with a Star Wars door that lifts up, and our main agent asshole dude is just standing there with like a stun baton and tases the dude right in the dick.
Yep.
Just twice.
Yeah.
Because he like goes down like, oh, you tased me in the dick, and then he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, well I just did it again.
Yeah.
So now you're down.
Right. Yeah, so that ends that brief bit of explosive action. And we're like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
that happened.
And then I guess their plan was just like, wow, this guy fucked everything up. Let's go get rid of him.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really mention his home life, because this dude is a second grade teacher,
Rich.
seemingly well off because he's got a giant fucking like 80s diesel Mercedes.
Well, his wife
Is some sort of author, I think.
must
Yeah.
be some sort of
That must be where the money came
But
from.
because they have a really nice house, and
Oh,
he had this like just fucking boat of a Mercedes,
Yeah.
and they've got him in the trunk, and then
Yeah.
now they're out in the desert, and they're going to dump the car and him, and they open up the trunk, and they're like,
He's
really,
still alive.
he's not dead. All right, let's wake him up.
And they put him back in his outfit
Yes, they've
his
redressed
blazer
him
and
in his giant blazer.
and then thrown him in the trunk to dispense of his body.
yeah, I guess they were trying to go for the whole like accidental death thing.
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
But they open the trunk. They're like, oh, he's still alive. Let's deal with it. So Fat
Yeah.
Cop pulls him out, and Gary Daniels just spits the most blood in his
Oh,
face.
yeah.
Just covers that guy's face in blood, to which the guy is just like, and then he's just like, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you. And he beats down Gary Daniels because Gary Daniels' powers have been
Yeah,
weakened
this is
slightly.
one of those movies where, like, when the plot requires it, suddenly he doesn't have his super skills
Well,
anymore,
you get
or
tased in the
he's
dick.
suddenly really tired.
Yes,
and
well, he got tased in the
exhausted.
dick twice.
Yeah,
you
that's
want to
true.
rest. So he beats the hell out of that guy, and then they're like, take care of him. So they strap him into the driver's seat like they're going to push this car off this hill or cliff or whatever they're on. And Gary Daniels, this is when he wakes up. He's just like, no, 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 no. And just starts punching that guy.
yeah, it's like it's Fat Cop and two agents. And
Yes.
Yep.
And
he just books. He
And
just-
that first agent, he pops that guy in the face, comes out of the car.
Right.
And that's when Sergeant Pepper is out there. And he just does this move, Gary Daniels, where he kind of like goes on one knee and just swings and fucking dick karate chops
Yes.
this guy.
The camera is
Dick karate,
So
my
like
favorite kind.
Fat Sheriff is standing legs spread in front of the camera, and you see Gary Daniels in front of him, and arm just comes up and just, it's like a wrestling punch to the dick. It's like it's not an actual punch to the dick. It's just,
Yeah, it's like a karate chop
It's
right
just-
into his dick.
arm right up into the groin. And he just, man, he fucking takes off.
Yeah.
Oh no! Well, okay. So he did finish off that one dude in the car because
Yeah. There's a
James
few
Bond
guys there.
kicks that car down the cliff.
yeah,
that's right.
he one guy who's fighting him, he
Yeah.
basically tosses him into the trunk, shuts the door,
Yeah.
and then kicks it down the hill.
Right.
But it does
it's-
not blow up.
It's literally a hill. Like, there's no drop to it at all. So it's just that guy's just inconvenienced for a while. He'll be back.
But yeah, he takes off running straight, and they're like, "Well, how are we going to find him? It's dark." And they're like, "Get flares, get this asshole."
Yeah.
And then this movie just essentially like he takes out like the two agents and leaves Sheriff Fat Guy behind. And then it's just like call out a manhunt, like put it out on the media, like everyone knows this guy is a fucking murderer now, and we've got a statewide manhunt for this dude.
Roadblocks on all the freeways. That we're going to get him.
Because I think we kind of like the next time we see him, he's hitched a ride in a semi truck.
Yep.
And there's cop cars whizzing all around. They've got roadblocks. We're cutting back to main agent evil guy. And
The truck's being driven by, as Mackie said, the guy with no inner monologue. Because
He's a lonely trucker.
He's just like, well, glad I picked you up. You look like, hey, you bleeding?
Yeah, Gary Daniels is doubled over. He's like coated in flop sweat.
Yeah.
He's like his bags under his eyes. He just looks like death warmed over. And he's like, "Hey man, you doing all right? You gonna make it? Man, look at all these cop cars everywhere. Look at those ones that just passed me. They got their sirens on and everything. These days, it's crazy, this sort of stuff out here."
Yeah. He's like, well, guess I better stop at this, the roadblock. And Gary Daniels is like, no.
he's like, "No, how about you get out?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Sorry."
Yeah. And
Yeah,
man,
and he fucking Terminator tosses that guy out of the
launches
thing.
this guy out of the cab of his truck. And man, this stunt man, I mean, they're going at a clip of speed.
Yeah, this is not like, oh, we sped up the footage.
No.
Shit. This is, they tossed this dude out of a car at least 30 miles an hour.
Yes. And from this point on, I would say for about 15 minutes, it is car chase city.
It is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's no other way to describe that. This car chase goes on and on and on.
Yeah.
And it never stops
No.
being awesome.
no.
No, it
Because
isn't.
what this movie is, it cuts corners on its story and replaces those corners with action sequences.
Stunts!
And glass.
Yes, and it's fucking awesome. And you can take points away from it for not having a cohesive story, but holy shit, they put together some stunt spectaculars along the way. And this is probably the best one.
And this is the part where I was like, man, this is Action USA if made in 1995.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because, I mean, this starts off, he's kicked this guy out of the truck, and he barrels through the roadblock, not exploding cop cars, but,
No.
but mangling
Smashes them out of the way.
Yeah, mangling them very well. Like, I mean, we there are some cameras taken out by some of these
yeah.
shots.
And most movies would be like, okay, that's it. He gets away and
Yeah.
cut to him somewhere else.
No.
No.
No, because there are more, like, cops that are like, all right, cool, let's let up our cars and try shooting at the truck with shotguns. And then sometimes it's a fiery explosion through those cars. Eventually,
A trucker decides to help them.
yeah, the police call out to this trucker, which I don't know what fucking universe this is in, but this trucker's like, as long as you pay for damage to my cab, this son of a bitch ain't gonna pass me.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
This is some hot bullshit in the trucker world, let
Right.
me tell you. Because, man, cops call out to truckers. Truckers would be like, fuck you, pig. You
Yeah,
know?
right.
Nah.
Why don't you suck on my big Ben?
yeah. But this guy's immediately just like, well, you pay for the damages. I'll help you out. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Gary Daniels is not having that.
Nope.
He does not appreciate this break in trucker etiquette.
No. He basically
He pit maneuvers.
this guy into a jackknife.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Yes.
Which rolls the semi,
Which explodes.
which explodes while a truck from behind, a police truck,
Yeah.
somehow ramps it in a corkscrew motion,
Launches.
launches. Like, we're talking 30 feet in the air, car tumbling, barrel roll,
Yeah.
launches.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, so you remember the movie, the Charlie Sheen movie, The Chase?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
I believe there's a pretty spectacular jump with the truck that, like, the Chili
Yeah.
Peppers guys were in.
Yes.
Like, this is taller than that.
Yeah.
Like-
This is high and far and fast. It's like they are not playing around.
No.
Like,
No.
I don't know how they got permits for this. I don't know how they got the money for this. But thank God they did, because this is fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
And again, you're like, okay, well, that's where the scene is going to end. No.
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 Sheriff Fatass has basically commandeered a school bus.
Yes.
Empty, I might I might point out, thankfully.
Uh-huh.
Like, they stop a school bus, and he's like, I'm taking this.
He actually says it when he gets on the radio. He's like, I got a bus.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the lead agent or whatever has been calling back from the base, being like, "You got to get this fucking guy."
And he is losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he keeps calling people and they keep dying.
Yeah.
And he keeps just getting the static.
Because he's like, how far out is my chopper? And the guy in the truck before that guy died was like, 20 minutes to the chopper, sir. And he's like, I don't have 20 minutes.
Yes, so now Sheriff Fatass is barreling. Somehow he was ahead of all of this.
Yeah.
He is barreling directly head on towards the truck carrying our hero.
Uh-huh.
Hero, I guess, sees the bus off in the distance and
Sees
is
it's
like,
coming.
I got this.
He somehow knows that it's
coming right for him.
it's Sergeant Fatass.
So so he wedges the gas,
Yep.
anchors the steering wheel, climbs out of the truck onto the top of the cab, and is just riding it. And
Surfing it, basically.
Surfing it, yeah. He's Teen Wolfing on top of this giant semi.
To
Yes.
which, to his credit, Sergeant Fatass goes, "What the fuck is he doing?"
Yeah. But
And
still just like, okay,
he's like,
whatever, guy.
I'm not backing down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And
Wow. So
Has basically drives himself into a head-on collision with Gary Daniels' semi-truck.
yes.
Which is a tanker,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's hauling something.
something liquid, which is probably gasoline.
or milk. But
No, not the
gasoline
way
in
this goes up. Yes,
Yeah.
because head-on collision between this bus and this, with Gary Daniels on top of the semi,
Uh-huh.
to which he jumps into the air
Yes.
as they crash, and everything explodes all at once.
And they're launching a stuntman over this bus, the length of this bus,
Yes.
as it is exploding. There is a human being being flung over this somehow.
Or an amazingly human-looking dummy.
Yeah, but they launch something over this and then cut to the ground with just some rubble on it, and Gary Daniels kind of soft
Combat
landing
rolling his way through
and just kind of getting up and brushing himself off.
Dude, it's hardcore parkour, man. If you roll right,
Hardcore two-car parkour.
I mean, it's Fast 5 level bullshit happening, but who cares? It's awesome. And I mean, okay, so that does end that scene, but we're not even acknowledging that along the way, there are moments where, like, he will just ram a police car that goes flipping 80 times over.
Yeah.
There are numerous times that happens.
There's one that got fucked.
Yeah. And then there was the one part where the cops thought they were going to box the truck in, and, like, this tourist starts trying to kind of ram it, which, really, fuck you, guy, for thinking that's going to
Ford
work.
Taurus police car. Good idea.
It's just, man, this whole sequence just goes on and on and on, and it ends in just about the best way possible.
Yeah.
You might argue that truck flying 50 feet in the air, corkscrewing, is the bigger climax of the scene, but I don't know, man. You could make the case for both.
That whole scene is a climax.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and from there he gets to a house where
I think though this is when we're introduced to the reporters.
Okay, yeah.
I think there's a break in the action, and we go to
which we didn't realize. I thought they were more agents.
yeah,
And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, they're news people. Okay, because they're talking about, like, at the end of the scene, they're like, let's go get the scoop. And it's like, oh, shit, you're not more
Yeah.
cops? Okay.
it's totally unclear what these people are, because they're in a building that's totally not a TV station, and it's just Peter Jason, who's in everything, who's the news director of the station, just shouting at everyone, and everyone's like, nah, too busy. I mean, meanwhile, this movie has made it like, this is the OJ case times a million.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They actually got the hard copy guy
Yeah.
on the TV talking about the dude.
Yeah.
That was a get.
It
As you
was.
said.
Yes, it was. It was a get. But yeah, so, and all the reporters are just like, nah, I got this other thing. Sorry, Chief, can't do it. So eventually they go to Harry, who's just disgruntled, sloppy reporter man.
Yeah. Who's Kenneth Teagar.
Yeah.
He's as soon as you see him, you're like, oh, him.
This guy. He's in fucking everything.
Yeah.
Just everything. He was like the bomb squad expert in a couple of Lethal Weapon movies, and he's been on every television show ever.
Yeah.
And basically Peter Jason is like, no, not you. You're gonna ruin everything, and no one wants to work with you, and this is bad idea. And he's just like, come on, give me a chance. And he gets a lady cameraman who immediately starts denigrating at every opportunity. And they go off to get the scoop. And And that's when Gary Daniels is running through this field.
Yeah. And we're also, before we move on from there, we're also introduced to Mark Metcalf and the governor.
Oh, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Where they're just like, something's gone wrong with the whatever. You know, it's like you really don't know what's going on with them, but they feel shady as fuck
Yes.
through everything. And that's the kind of the weird thing is like everyone they cut to feels shady as fuck.
Yeah, it's like, well, because you're expecting plot to kick in at some point.
Yeah.
So every time you see other characters, you're like, okay, what are these guys up to?
Yeah, because we've just watched like a half hour of chase.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
And now they're like, yeah, story. Let's second act. You should probbe put that in, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, let's do that. But no, enough of that. Let's go
Yeah.
back to see what Gary Daniels is doing.
Yeah.
And he's sneaking up on a house.
A house with a
Yeah.
with, it's that whole like people that don't understand BDSM
Yeah.
doing like, all right, let's put a goofy BDSM scene in there.
Which is always dominatrix woman and nerdy as fuck dude.
Yep.
And just
Everybody in their nicest leather outfits.
right.
Yeah.
Ride of the Valkyries is playing, which, I mean, for fuck's sake.
That's pretty good. I think that's an inspired choice.
I don't know. I think that would put a little too much pressure on you.
Not-
That's a good point.
Some people.
if I'm tied up in bed, you can't put enough pressure on me.
Fair enough. Oh, I see how you like it. Yeah, all right.
Wagner, I hardly know her.
But anyway, he sneaks into this house while that's going on, and apparently one of the 9 million rooms away from where Gary Daniels is. He comes in, uses the phone to call home, speaks to his wife. The cops are all there, so they're tracing
Yeah.
the call. So he does the whole, oh, honey, and she's like, oh, the cops are here, and the main bad guy from the lab who was coordinating the chases there, and he's like, oh no, we'll get him, we'll take, we'll bring him in, we'll figure this thing out. Finishes that phone call.
Yeah. But the thing is, all he says is, I'm innocent, don't believe any of it.
Right. He doesn't.
I can't really explain it on the phone.
Well, he's in pain too. Like
Yeah.
he's doubled over and eventually kind of falls over, and the phone's just dangling. And then like you cut to like he has raided the fridge, and he is just consuming everything he can find. Mm-hmm.
Like a bowl of cereal,
There's like a pound cake.
there's like
Chicken
a
leg.
decanter of tomato or hopefully God knows clamato juice.
Clamato juice.
Oh, I hope it's not because that's the most disgusting liquid on
Could
Earth.
have been a V8.
Yeah, milk.
Could have been.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
But he's just rampaging through all this food. Now this is
Rage.
This this has got to be 20 minutes after he's entered this house. The house where the dominatrix and other guy are somewhere.
Well, we know where they are in just a second because he's chowing down, and the little dude basically like jumps on his back and just starts.
He's
no,
got a
he hits
pot.
him with a fucking
Oh, that's right.
frying
That's right. That's
pan.
right. Yeah, he comes out. Yeah, that's right. It's
He's like,
the
hey,
cookware.
bang. And, Gary Daniels just kind of flips him over through some other pots that are all over the counter. And then Dominatrix Lady comes out, and now it's wrestling time. Now they're going to be doing wrestling moves. And she is kind of beating his ass, and he's like going to murder her with his fist. And then he's like, oh, you're a lady. Well, I better not do that. At which point they fling him through a door in their house.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know whose house this is, but they proceed to fuck up their own house by throwing Gary Daniels around all over the place.
Through a coffee table.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually it comes to the point where he flings the little dude. Well, no.
No.
Well, he takes the little dudes out of the commission for a second.
Yep.
And finally, because the lady's just been beating his ass, he's like, all right, and just cold cocks her, and she's out of it.
He drives her nasal cavity through her brain. I mean, that lady is
She's
dead.
But it's a weird karate uppercutty punch thing.
Yes. But like all throughout the scene are various, like she's giving him an airplane spin at one point, and he kips up at another point, and it's all kinds of backbreakers and things are happening. So yeah, he murders her.
But now, so like because he passed out with the phone, the cops have traced. The cops are on their way.
They've sent a deputy to check
they're
it
like
out.
send a black and white. So it's just an unsuspecting cop car is rolling up on this house. Two deputies are coming up to the back sliding glass door.
Yeah.
And about that time, he picks up the little dude, defenestrates him through the door and into the deputies.
Yes, takes them both out.
Yep.
It's an excellent throw.
And then just beats down the other cop.
Yeah.
Immediately.
And then he's just like, I'm out. I should have never stumbled across this
Yeah.
weird ranch.
Well, then he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll take the cop car.
Yeah.
And as he's driving, he looks and, oh, they have a spare uniform hanging back there.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
We can't pass your gimmick.
I know It's not going to play as well. I said it live, but when he threw the guy, it almost looked like he saw the cops coming, picked up the dude and directly threw him. And I said, sometimes you have to improvise.
Yes. Yes. The joke is so good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
But yeah, so yeah, he does.
Yeah, because he has their cop car. They, for whatever reason, had a spare uniform that fits this giant peck dude perfectly. Better than his actual coat that he wore to school. But
Yes.
yeah, so he's like driving along. He's like, oh, cool, I have a cop uniform now. Which his first plan is, I'll put the cop uniform in, and I'm going to go see my brother-in-law.
Right.
Because he goes to this high-rise where his brother-in-law is, and basically he shows up, and the dude's like, the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
What? Why? You're so wanted. Why are you here? I can't be part of this, Alex. Get the fuck out of here.
He launches.
His brother-in-law loses his shit.
He launches into an escalating monologue that is amazing.
Yeah.
Like freaking out and amazing.
We should probably go ahead and spoil it. This is incident awardee.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
This guy, because like the dude's got a little bit of a high pitched voice anyway.
Yeah.
And it keeps going up.
Pitch, speed,
Yeah.
and loudness,
Yeah.
all just straight, just exponential increase
Yep.
as
But
he's
the
talking.
speech just keeps going and going
Oh,
and
yeah.
going. And then Gary Daniels just looks at him like a hurt puppy, just like, fine, I'll go. And then the brother-in-law's like, wait, take this money. And Gary Daniels is like, nah, fuck your money.
Yeah.
So
You didn't believe me.
once again, the cops have figured out that he's here somehow.
Yes.
They are running up the stairs for whatever reason in this giant high rise. I don't know why they don't use the elevator, but anyway, he also has sense that they are here now too, and is running up instead of down, and
Correct.
gets to the roof.
Yes, he does.
The cops come out to the roof and they're like, "Where'd he go?" And we get a shot where he is hanging over the edge of this like 20, 30 story building,
Yes, he is.
clasping onto the side, and they're like, "I don't know, he's not here."
Not here.
And meanwhile, we are also watching a helicopter take off with the slightest instructions that make this scene drag out longer. That the guy is like, I've been told, like, there's a sniper guy boarding this chopper. And he's like, I can't shoot him. They want it to look like an accident.
Right.
Which is really just explanation for why this scene is going to take about 15 minutes. Because the cops are basically like,
Yeah.
I don't know, he's not up here. And he very carefully climbs his way back up there, and like simultaneous to him like finally getting over the edge back onto the right side of the roof, the helicopter just comes out of nowhere like, I was here the whole time, you didn't hear me.
Yep.
And basically the helicopter just starts shooting at him, and he
Yes.
rolls all around the roof, rolls off the side a few times, hanging on the side, being shot at. They're just shooting all around this guy except for at him.
I mean, there's one point where, when he does get back up to the roof the first time, he has to run across the length of the roof as he's being shot at, and then just basically jumps over the other side, to which they then reveal that he caught himself and is not going to fall. But,
Right.
man, just like Stuntman was just like, okay, here I go. Woo!
There is one shot in somewhere in this, and I think it's a part that's about to come up, but there is one point where you see the safety harness. It's
Yes.
good.
And
Good.
Yeah,
But,
sure.
I mean, not good that we see it, but good that they weren't just like, you could do that, right?
But this is, I mean, okay.
This is a real building, though.
It's a real building. It's a real high rise, and obviously, these guys are on platforms and harnesses and stuff like that. But they have Gary Daniels hanging off the side of this building in numerous shots.
Yes.
And it's very clearly Gary Daniels. Now, there are other shots where it's clearly a stuntman because he's hiding his face. But at some point, Gary Daniels is hanging off a 30-story building or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
And these kinds of things make me tense as fuck, even though I know no one's going to die in the scene because I would have heard of it. But just watching this heights are always my thing. So like watching him continually throw himself off the side of the building is stressing me the fuck out during this entire thing.
Yeah. Now, what's weird about the story that they're maintaining, that they're on this fugitive manhunt for this guy that went nuts out of nowhere, and their basic explanation is like, yeah, this guy works out all the time, and he must have just snapped.
Yeah.
And that's what they're going with, and that's what the media is all buying, except for Harry, our intrepid reporter.
Right.
But this helicopter is downtown in whatever city they're in,
Los Angeles.
shooting into this building that is probably occupied.
Yeah.
And
Because every shot misses, and every shot is going straight into the building.
right. And so, I mean, this scene, we can't stress this scene goes on for a while,
Yeah.
but like what eventually happens I'm trying to think. Did he land on the window washing platform?
Yes.
Okay.
He lands on that.
Like he shimmies his way over and falls down to a window washing platform, which is always conveniently on a building when you're hanging off the side, and doesn't attempt to operate it up or down.
No, because he's constantly being shot at.
Sure.
Well, he pops his head up like a little
lot.
groundhog. Like
It's a shooting gallery
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
yeah, he's the whack-a-mole, and he
Yes.
keeps popping his head off, and he keeps getting shot at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it keeps going on.
It does.
It like this in all the ways that the car chase scene was awesome.
This is a bit much.
This wears out its welcome. Like it just felt like we had this much footage,
Yeah.
Right.
and it cost us a lot to get it.
Yeah.
So it's all going in.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of it.
Essentially, what the guy plans to do eventually is he starts trying to shoot the
The tether.
tether
rope.
rope that's up on the top.
Yeah.
And
which
it does.
which makes the thing start falling down, and then it catches itself and it falls down a little bit more. And there's one point where it falls a really long ways, and
And there's a dude on it when it's falling.
yeah, and then eventually he's just like, all right, fuck this shit, and then he sees a rope swinging there.
Well, the bottom has fallen out of
Oh,
this
that's-
thing.
yeah, that's right,
So
yes.
he's hanging on to the
Just the railing part,
Just
not
yeah.
the
floor.
grate, the grating.
yeah.
Yeah.
But eventually he does get himself over to this rope to escape more gunfire.
And yeah, basically Tarzan's himself onto the landing rung of the helicopter.
Yeah, but in a way where it starts happening, and you're like, "What is he
This
doing?"
is the bad. They do it the bad way.
I don't think it's a bad way.
They do it the bad way.
I don't think so because
They
it's
do it
like,
the bad way.
He's hanging onto this rope, and you're like, "Well, what is he doing?" And he starts swinging, and they kind of show a little shot of the helicopter. And you're like, "Wait a minute, what is he doing?" And they don't pay it off right, but
Right.
Yeah.
But the lead up in your mind, you're like, "Oh shit, they're doing this."
Yeah, the payoff should be he jumps into the helicopter and kicks the fucker out the other side.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's why
Like,
they didn't
that's
do it
how
right.
you do that.
Right. The payoff is not as good, but
Yeah,
it does
the
lead to
payoff is-
something pretty good.
Yeah, the payoff is he grabs the rung and hangs on while the guy above him is like, "Oh shit, I'm out of bullets."
But he does immediately kick that guy in the face.
No. Even better, he grabs the guy's gun and
Oh,
punches
yes.
him. Punches
Yes.
the dude
Yes.
with his own gun.
Yeah, within like a second of grabbing this helicopter. It's immediate.
Yeah.
So eventually what happens is they're both hanging on to the rung.
And the pilot dude is like, "Hey, Larry the sniper, real sorry you're out on the rung there, but like I could probably take this down and or go over the roof so you only fall like 10 feet. But you know what?
I'm going to fly over traffic.
I'm gonna fly right over the freeway."
real high too.
yeah,
Sorry, Larry.
I never liked you anyway, Larry.
You slept with my wife for the last time.
I know you ate my sandwich out of the fridge. I know it was you, Larry.
I clearly had my name on it.
Go fight Rage, hanging from a helicopter.
Do you see?
dick?
Do you see Larry?
Yeah. Do you see what happens, Larry?
Man.
This is why you
man.
never fired at a stranger through an aircraft.
So they just fly over nothing for the longest time, and eventually Gary Daniels just falls off the helicopter. Like Larry wins,
Yeah, Larry's fine.
and you're like, "Well, what's happening here? He's gonna die, or is he gonna land in a swimming pool? What? No, he falls through a roof.
He crashes through a greenhouse and
Yeah.
into some plants, and he's like, "I'm fine."
Yeah.
He just gets up and is like, wow, dirt.
yeah.
I love that he does that right after the guy in the helicopter radios. Yeah, nobody could have survived that.
Right. It's like, thanks, movie, for making fun of yourself. Yeah, it's like, okay, so this scene is not as good as the car chase, but there's a lot of good stuff in it.
Yeah.
Man.
If that scene had been cut by about 10 minutes, yes,
Yeah.
that would have been an amazing scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's got, man, a lot of stunt work went into that.
Yep,
I mean,
sure did.
they put some dudes in some precarious situations.
Yep. And meanwhile, our reporter guy has gone around and he's met somebody who was a scientist at the thing at the place and said, "Hey, they were experimenting on monkeys, and then when they wanted to move to
I
human
think
tests,
he was like a PETA dude or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, But he's like, I got out of there. I didn't want anything to do with that when they graduated from monkeys.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, but that's like I said. That's your little bit of payoff from his lesson earlier about monkeys and
Yeah.
rage
Yeah.
and blah.
He also goes and talks to the governor, which is accusatory as fuck.
yeah.
It's just like, so, governor, you own 31% of this business, and they're the ones behind this.
Yeah,
What do you
you
have
need
to
to
say
look
about
into
that?
this.
And the governor's just like, I have nothing to say about it. Get out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You're a shit reporter. And he's like, just look at the list, sir. Look at the
Yeah.
Suddenly it shifts to be like the
Please.
whistleblower being like, this is what's happening.
Right, yeah.
As
It's-
opposed to, I know it's your fault.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, that's his subplot. And then he's like, well, I don't know what else to do, so let's just go to Gary Daniels' house.
Yeah. To which
Where there's a team of reporters outside.
right, and his Irish cop drinking buddy won't let him in, so he has to go to the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And the neighbor is just chilling in his palatial estate with his kid watching TV, like, there's nothing worth watching outside or peering out the window or anything. Let's just chill in here. So, yeah, he knocks on the door with his giant press badge on. He's like, hi, I'm your neighbor, wink. You want to invite me in and let's chat?
And the guy's like, I'm not an idiot. I know who you are.
But he's got his giant press badge
Yes,
on his lapel.
just right there. And he just kind of flips it over like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he's like, Gary's a good man.
Yeah.
All you reporters are shit. And he's
Right.
like, no, I believe you.
Yeah. Tell me more about how he's a
Yeah.
good man. He's like, oh, he's the best man. He's
Yeah.
so good. He's so good.
And he's tender.
And thorough.
He's smart. He teaches real good. So, yeah.
I hear him fucking his wife like every other night, and it's like 3 hours.
He's real good to her.
They consummate the shit out of that marriage.
It's
They
a
put
real-
that kid to bed,
Yeah,
and man,
you
they
can-
fuck.
You can tell it's real gentle fucking.
This guy
Let me tell you.
fucks.
You know what I'm talking about.
So, yeah, he like immediately is like, camera lady, get in here. This is great stuff. We're learning about this guy fucking. So he runs out to go get her. Meanwhile, Gary Daniels just barges in the house.
Yeah.
Like, hey, bro, can I borrow your phone?
Yeah. I love it. And the guy's just like, yeah, sure, man.
Yeah, you're
Of
a great
course.
guy.
He's like, cool. And while he's down, he's like, cool, can I borrow your van too? He's like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you want, man.
take
Yeah.
anything.
He's like, can I borrow your kid? And he's like, yeah.
Just take my kid.
Take
He
it.
actually really does borrow the kid because he's like, hey,
Yeah.
kid, call my house and talk to my daughter. And
This is the dumbest plan because he doesn't arrange any of this ahead of time. He's just
No.
like, call my kid. And then he's like,
ask her to come outside.
and then he just covers up the phone. He's like, tell my daughter to do the fire drill
He's
thing.
like, your dad wants you to do the fire drill. And it's like,
Yeah, and immediately Agent Man is just like, I know
He's
you're
next door.
there,
Yeah,
Gary
and then
Daniels.
the kid is like, some man wants to talk to you.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what was this ruse for? This is stupid.
and at this point, like, they've been telling the wife, like, oh, no, we just want to help him. Like,
Yeah.
there's something wrong with your husband.
Right.
And at this point, he's like, fuck all that. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because she's
Well,
like,
yeah, he goes, they trace it and they go, oh my God, he's next door.
yeah, get that son of a bitch. And like, she's like, what? And basically, he throws her against, like, the fireplace. She falls over. And then, like, he just cold cocked her,
Punches
too.
her dead
Well,
in the face.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, she got a couple good hits in.
Yeah, but then she grabs, like,
Some
I
sort
don't
of
even
art.
know what that
It
was.
looked like a table leg. She
Yeah,
got it from
it
the
did look
side
like
of
a
the
table-
fireplace.
I think it was one of
but
those, like,
yeah.
cat statue.
I don't
like,
know.
Long.
It looks
I
like
don't
a
know,
fucking
but
table leg.
she clocks one guy who
Yeah.
does like a spinning fly out of frame thing after she hits him.
Yeah. Oh man.
But
So
yeah, she gets jacked in the face.
and we had seen Gary Daniels leave his neighbor's house and he's just like, can I borrow your van? And you're like, well, he's going to run away. Okay, obviously. No. So as Agent Man is beating the hell out of the wife, Gary Daniels drives his neighbor's van through his own breakfast nook.
It's a devanestration.
Yeah.
Because there's a giant, like, picture.
Yep.
Not a picture window, but there's a giant mullioned window. And
yeah.
he just.
Yeah. And then, she's like, oh, thank you. And he gathers them up and just reverses right out of his house.
Yeah, and takes off.
Yeah.
And then basically drives to this boat, which he gets on this boat and it's like, oh, okay, he has another friend. And gets on, he's like, thank you, Sensei, for letting us on your boat. Which I was like, that's Captain Sensei.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's got a sensei because that's what this dude.
Sure.
That's the kind of thing this dude would have.
Yeah.
Spends a lot of time in the gym,
At
kicking
some point,
and karate chopping
he
dicks.
would have had to have learned how to kick dudes in the face.
Sure,
He's
yes.
too good
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah, the rage wouldn't have taught him.
No.
that's
the rage will give you the strength to not die when you fall off a helicopter.
That's right.
But not to kick dudes.
But yeah, so he basically leaves his family with this sensei guy.
Not before boning.
Oh, well, yes, there is some. There's,
It's funny
Well-
because he's like, I need to go, and she's like,
But
Well,
you
yeah,
He
need
tells
to
us
fuck me first.
he tells his sensei that he's got to go take care of the rage, and then he goes down to see his family, and she just immediately starts freaking out. And then it seems like cut to 8 hours later, and it seems like they are finishing boning, but instead it's the start of boning. They have just changed. They both changed into mom jeans,
Yep.
and are just standing there, and she's just like, "You're gonna bone me now because this may be the last time we ever bone." So that goes on for a while. Just her kissing his pecs, which is just, it's just constantly like, your pecs are just so awesome. I have to make out with them. They are the best. Yeah, so that, he fills her with rage. And then we move in.
Then that's when we get to our third act, basically. And he calls the reporter guy, and he's like, hey, man, I can give you the story. We got to meet at the mall.
And it's got to be live, which really never happens. He says that.
Yeah, but it does not happen
that way
at all.
No.
Because reporter guy has gone back to his TV station.
Oh, that's right.
And they're breaking news, and he's going to do the story. And Peter Jason is just freaking out. He's like, you're going to get us sued. You're going to say something stupid, and we're going to get sued. And he just gets up there and delivers a normal news report and shows the tape that he had.
Yeah.
And that's it. And everyone's just like, this guy's going to network. He's the best. All his dreams are going to come true.
Going to the network was a big deal.
This guy read the Constitution and stuff. Damn.
Yeah. Because there are these two goober reporters who work in the pool area, and they're just constantly they're doing nothing but just high-fiving each other all the time. It's just frat boy
talking
reporters.
Shit at him.
Yeah, it's like, what are your jobs even?
Yeah, like, hey, stupid old man, you're gonna break another story.
Yeah, and then they have good one, Steve.
Yeah.
Let's go cover the boat show again.
Yeah. Catalina wine mixer, y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they meet up at the mall and have a little interview thing on camera
where he finally gets to tell somebody, I was kidnapped and they were experimenting on me, and I've been just defending myself because they've been trying to kill me ever since.
And he's like, the lab was full of illegals. They were killing them. Then they found me and said he looked strong enough to clone their army. And Harry's like, yeah, okay, this is fantastic. This is great stuff. Meanwhile, just this army of,
the Men
dudes
in
in
Black
suits
are showing up.
because at some
up.
point they had said they needed to start tailing Harry. Because, Harry actually gets interrogated by main dude. After Gary Daniels got away, main bad guy was like, all right, well, we got to talk to that guy because he gets a few people that talk to him.
He gets hauled in to talk to that guy, and
he gets all snarky because he's like, what's it like? It must be pretty special going through your life with the first name like Special.
Yeah, Special
Agent Special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just totally giving that guy flack, and that guy's like, get out of here.
Tail him.
Yeah.
So they.
So that's how they found him. Because immediately Gary Daniels was like, you set me up. And Harry's like, no,
I didn't.
I didn't. I promise. But then they take the tape from his...
from the camera?
From her.
They?
She tries to toss him the tape, and they take it away from him.
Yeah.
And
they take all the equipment.
And they're all just kind of standing there like in front of this surf shop. And they're like, hey, Gary Daniels, we got the antidote, man.
Now,
it's going to hurt.
The reporter and the cameraman walk away over to the pretzel shop.
They're going hand in hands, man.
They're just like, well, I guess this is over.
Except
and then
she's like, look.
I still have the tape.
Yeah,
he's like,
I hid it in my mom jeans.
Yeah, and he's like, cool. And then they're gone.
Now, we should probably point out, this mall, an actual mall that they're in, looks like an operational mall at the time of filming.
Yes.
Because there are some people just kind of off to the side like, y'all making a movie?
Yeah.
It looks like they just went rogue and just ran into the mall and started filming.
I mean, this is not Chopping Mall where it was an actual mall, but you could tell they filled empty storefronts with a bunch of bullshit.
Right.
These are actual stores. Well, I mean, for the most part. There's a couple that are obviously stunt spectacular stores, but for the most part, this is a functional mall.
Yes. With people in it the whole time.
Yeah.
Let's keep this in mind.
This is very important. So they're in front of one location with a glass front. And Gary Daniels is like, nah, I'm not going with you.
Yeah. And the guy's like, you can go in and we got the antidote and I know it's burning.
Yeah.
I know you can feel it right now. It's eating your organs and your gray matter and everything.
And man, this guy gives just the biggest cut and paste bullshit. I'm a patriot. I love this country. I do what I do.
Oh, yeah, because the governor who we thought was shitty previous to radios into another agent and is like, stand down.
Yeah.
Like, this guy's innocent.
He does that, though, after the shit has gone
right,
down.
Yes, because they've run off and immediately aired that tape. That's what it was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because they... Basically, Gary Daniels is like, nah, not doing it.
I'm not going with
and
you.
And so
You'll
he immediately hits the first guy next to him and just takes that guy and kicks him through that plate glass window. Goes through the window after him. Another guy chases him in. He kicks that guy out through the window that was not broken yet.
Yeah.
Chases that guy out and starts beating him. Runs back in, and there's a guy running at him trying to chase him.
Yes.
To which he takes the glass door, and swings it. So this
God, that is
motherfucker
so good.
runs through this door head first.
Uh-huh.
And the best part is the guy, you could tell as he hits it, he's like, fuck!
Yes.
Well, it's like the biggest piece of stunt glass I have ever seen.
Yeah.
It's like it's bigger than a 4x8 sheet of plywood.
Yeah.
It's probably 6 feet across and 8 feet tall.
And the
dude
yeah.
just plows through it
it's
and
a
gets
fucking
plowed through
door, and he just swings
Right.
that door into the guy running at him.
Because
and just
it's
hits it what looks like full speed running into this fucking glass door.
It's different than the usual defenestration because the window is usually stationary. This is
Right.
man running towards object and object swinging
and
towards
it's
man.
usually a dude getting thrown by his back.
Yes.
because that's how you go through a glass window.
Face first.
Yeah,
it. Or you go through with your arms crossed over your head.
Yeah.
no,
Something like that.
this guy just face up straight into that thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And this continues wherever there is glass to be found.
Yeah, like we're talking about all the glass breaking, but there is also a lot of gun shooting, and what looks like people in the background just being like, "Well, I got a busy day of shopping. I mean, this gun battle and all this.
gotten my 6 laps around the mall yet, so I'm still gonna
I've got a
Yeah.
30% off coupon for JCPenney's. It
This
expires
mall
today."
never clears out.
No,
And it's
There's like 2 scenes of people
Yeah.
running, but
Yeah.
that's it.
But so now the geography gets a little weird because there's a lot of there's 2 stories to this. Yeah, it's hard to tell at times which floor he's on, but at one point he's getting shot at on the top floor still after kicking dudes through, I don't know, 9 million windows, and he has thrown he just chucks one guy over the railing down into a t-shirt kiosk.
yeah.
Fuck that guy. And then another guy's coming at him, and he's just like, well, gotta go, and unfurls this balloon rope that is tied to the banner.
It's a balloon bunting, maybe?
Okay.
Sure.
But gets on this thing, Tarzan's down to the first floor. There's a guy behind another kiosk that's shooting at him. He comes down, swings down underneath this kiosk, and fucking just takes that guy's legs out and wrecks him.
I thought it was a cock punch again, but yeah.
It
was
looked
a
like
sliding-
he kicked him in the crotch.
Yeah.
Okay.
It could have been a sliding double foot crotch kick.
He
but
took
it
this
also,
motherfucker out.
Yeah,
Well,
took him
it
out.
sure looked like he was going to go for that guy's knee, and
Yeah.
you were just going to watch a fucking Theismann happen right there on screen.
Yes.
Yeah. all we're saying is a lot of awesome shit is happening
Yeah.
in this scene again.
Yes. And there will be just like 3 panes of standing glass, like a room divider kind of thing in the mall. And those are only there to get fucking wrecked.
It's like they watch Police Story and they're like, fucking amateurs.
Yeah.
There's a lot more glass to be
Yes.
broken here.
Watch this. Man, there's just
Hold my beer.
wherever there is glass to be broken, they break it. They shoot through it. There's just scenes where he is just shooting and walking behind glass and shooting through all that and continuing to shoot. Yeah, and so it's during all of this that the one guy with the shotgun gets the call from the governor. The governor's like, stand down.
Right.
And the main bad guy has just taken to slow-mo smoking and...
Yeah, well, that guy, he straight up tells the other agent, he's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
This guy's going down.
Yeah.
Like, it's personal now for some reason.
Yeah. And the guy's like, all right then.
Yeah, that
Whatever.
guy just kind of vanishes for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's been slow-mo smoking the whole time. And they get into a whole thing, like, on a carousel
Yeah, like
where
yeah.
it's,
He's riding up on top and then swinging down.
it probably sounded cooler in the script phase.
yeah.
The carousel was probably not as big as they would like it to be because it's a lot of like dudes sneaking around it looking for the guy, but the thing is moving around so fast. They do like 8 rotations around this
Yeah.
thing, not finding him, and then all
And
of a
he
sudden
keeps
pops up.
magically being able to get on top.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's... But he takes all those guys out, and then that's when main bad guy's finally like, "Ah, fuck this."
Yeah.
He shoots him in the gut, and then he shoots him in the left thigh, and then he shoots him in the right thigh.
Yep.
And it's just doing the like, I'm going to finish you off. And that's when the other agent who got the
Yeah.
call steps in and is like, no, I can't let you do that.
And the guy's like, get the fuck out of the way. And the guy's like, nah. And shotguns
No, I
him.
can't let you kill this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they stand there for just a second, and then the good guy agent shoots that dude in the chest, and
Like, if he'd had a bigger part in the movie, maybe.
Yeah,
But they
like this
literally-
was his weird face turn out of nowhere. Like, oh, that guy. Oh, okay.
I don't even remember seeing him earlier.
No,
like
he'd
he
never
just-
been seen before.
Yeah, he just kind of was like the guy who happened to get the call.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, governor says stand down.
Yeah.
We should stand down.
It's
Wait,
it's a neat idea. It's a different thing for a movie to end on, but it's anticlimactic as fuck.
Yeah, and it's also problematic because, like, this guy is, like, painted as the mastermind. He's probably not.
Yeah.
But he's beat the shit out of this guy's wife. He shot this dude 3 times, and you just have some other dude come in and shoot
He
him.
gets
like
one
you really,
shotgun
the way
blast.
they set it up, it sure seems like he's going to overpower the rage,
Not to
and
mention
the pain of the bullets,
Yeah.
and just
possibly hundreds of humans that he's killed in his
Yeah.
experiments.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
this is an awful person, and someone on his team is just
Yeah.
like, nah, here's a shotgun.
yeah.
blast.
You expect Gary Daniels to do it,
Yeah.
but it does not happen that way at all.
No.
I
Like, it
never-
should have had Gary Daniels shooting that guy in the gut and
Yes.
in the thighs.
I never felt like that guy was the head of whatever was happening.
Oh, no,
I
definitely
always
not.
felt like he was the lead henchman.
He felt like the head of security or something.
Yeah, it never felt like that was the guy, and
Sure,
it just
but
like
still, I mean, the guy did plenty to warrant
Absolutely.
a worse death.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is that
Yeah,
that's
they-
the main guy. They kill him off anticlimactically, and it's like both ways are unsatisfying
fat
because
ass
it's like
cop got a way better death.
yeah,
Yeah, he did.
yeah. So because then basically it's just like Gary Daniels in a hospital bed, and his wife comes to see him, his kid comes to see him, and
That's his
the
school
class
kids
comes
go
to see him.
And then there's like a outro thing with our
Harry in
like,
front of the carousel.
Harry is working his Action News Channel 12 thing
Oh,
with all the
man.
fucking fervor of a
He's
Edward
going for
Murrow.
a Pulitzer. I mean,
Yeah.
he is
Oh,
just
yeah.
The prose is turning so purple at this point as he's delivering it.
in the age of man and the humanity of our citizenry, and
Yeah.
one man fights back against an unjust cause, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, who is even listening to this? And then he says cut, and the movie cuts to black, and then we get credits.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it ends badly.
Yeah, it's
It's unfortunate.
it
But-
is.
Definitely got an ensign award for that, for the brother-in-law, whatever. I don't even know if he was named at any point. But
Doesn't matter.
brother-in-law freak out, 100% ensign.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
thing
I mean,
that goes
other
places.
people, like the guy was threatening it with his chopper and everything, like how angry he was getting that he was somewhere else while everyone else was having this massive car chase.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was approaching it, but nowhere near what the brother does.
yeah.
And no Stargrove or anything. The soundtrack is completely unremarkable.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's one part during the fight scene with the dominatrix where the score starts to integrate
it
Ride of the
does.
Valkyries into it,
Yeah.
and that's pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
good, but
but-
still not Stork.
But
Yeah,
th-
yeah.
it's weird because the score at times is kind of Predator in places. There are some musical motifs that are almost Predator and almost Star Wars at a couple points, and it's
Yeah.
just like, what are you doing, guys? But I will give that one scene credit because it's not just like they play the Ride of the Valkyries; they integrate it into the actual musical score and score the scene to it, and that's pretty good. So I give it credit for at least that one scene. But
Yeah.
yeah, the rest of it is kind of unremarkable. So
All right.
So rating time,
Yes.
I can go.
okay.
I'm going to award this 5 jocks.
Fair enough.
I have issues with it, clearly. I mean, that hanging on the roof scene takes far too fucking long. It doesn't end quite the way you'd like it to, but goddamn does everything else make up for that. I mean, holy shit, that highway scene. Like, I want to watch that entire highway scene again right now. And that's a pretty good sign. Yeah, it's just one of those where, like, even though the sum of the parts isn't quite, like, the best, I think the parts add up to 5 jocks for me. So, yeah, I got to go with that.
All right.
Someone else go. Jury's still out over here.
Okay. I agree with you. 5 jocks. If I had to qualify it, I would say it's a low 5 jocks for all the reasons we've said.
Yeah.
But I admire this movie's gumption of like, fuck the plot, do all the stunts.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, all right. I mean, I can put the plot together in my head. It's fine. I don't really care. You kidnapped this guy, you pumped him full of rage, and now he can't die. Super. Let's do that. And then they do some great things with it. Every time you see one of these things, you're worried that it's going to have a budget of like $20 and they're never going to have like the stunts that you want it to have. And this thing just keeps surprising you. It's just like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Oh, God, I forgot. We didn't even mention when he's fighting in the video store.
Oh, man.
And he pushes the entire
Yes.
video shelf.
Yes.
With 2 guys. Pushes it all out the fucking window.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Defenestrates 2 guys at once with a VCR shelf on top of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the video store features all of this.
All the PM
production.
Entertainment movies are featured in this video store, which is really solid marketing because we are so on board with this company.
Yeah.
This movie actually replaced another PM Entertainment movie that I was like, we need to break into these guys' movies because they seem like they have some cool shit.
Yeah, Joseph Mary, the guy who directed it,
Yeah.
he's got 25 movies.
Yes.
And every cover looks like this movie.
Yes. We're going to be okay for a while.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a low 5 jocks, but it's definitely 5 jocks. Just, I mean, God, just the places this thing goes.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting any of it.
Yeah, like you watch this and you understand why people like Gary Daniels.
Yeah, I get it.
Why? Because I think Chase wrote us last week and was like, you need to watch some Gary Daniels movies.
We did.
Yeah, you were right. You were right.
Yes.
All right, I guess I'll go. Okay, I have to stick by a principle here. I can only give this movie 4 jocks. This is so very, 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 very close to a 5 jocks movie. But my number one biggest pet peeve in a movie like this is if you make somebody sufficiently evil, they need a sufficiently evil person's death.
Yeah.
And that is a mortal sin in this otherwise pretty glorious movie. And I'm taking away an entire jocks mark for that. However, you need to see this movie if you like movies like this. And I would even say, like, I was getting a very strong 90s Jackie Chan vibe from a lot of what was happening in this.
Yep.
Not only just the kind of semi-throwaway plot, but, like, something like his Who Am I movie that he had. It reminded me a lot of that. Both
Is that the one where he ran down the building?
Yes.
Okay.
Like there's the high wire stuff on top of the building that is prevalent in that movie. Gary Daniels reminds me of one of the dudes that he was fighting on top of that building. There was a lot of things, both time that this movie was shot and the way it looked and things that were happening that were giving me a very strong vibe to that movie. That is a very good thing because I adore that movie.
He is in some Jackie Chan movies.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the ending it's just kind of a wet fart ending for this evil dude. Like I said, I mean, when you think about it, he straight up directly assaulted this guy's wife. He shot this guy 3 times and then was instrumental in killing God knows how many quote unquote non-humans, as the asshole said at the beginning.
Yeah.
I understand that most of the other dudes, including hopefully the evil scientists, got wrecked in the beginning scene, so I feel like, you know, they got theirs. But yeah, that dude just doesn't, and that's a shame. Like, really, just change that. Like, give him some way of, I don't know, like, just like, I mean, that dude needed to like get kicked through a helicopter blade or something. You know, like just something pretty fucking spectacular, and it just doesn't happen. But
yeah,
my God, this is a great movie, and that freeway chase and the mall stuff is just spectacular. But yeah, that's a mortal sin for me to end like that.
Fair enough. I do get that.
Pregnant pause, anyone? This one is actually kind of close to 3 jocks for me. I can see everything that you guys liked in this movie. It just didn't click for me like it did for you guys for some reason. I don't know what it was. But it's still, there's still like, there was a moment in the early part of this movie when like I just kind of zoned out a bit, and then the truck crashing through, I don't even remember
the other truck.
The other truck, yeah, and just on fire. I was like,
yeah.
I kind of looked up because there was a loud noise. I was like, holy shit. Holy shit, they went there. Oh, fuck. But then they saddle themselves with stuff like hanging from a building for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It just kind of drags in places that it really doesn't need to drag. When it keeps up the pace and keeps doing what it's best at, it's really fucking good. And if they hadn't hamstrung themselves, slowed themselves down with that, with those sorts of things, I think it could easily be a 5 jocks movie. The beginning of the movie is real, like, Chuck, you said before we started watching the movie, you said, give this 5 minutes before you start to make a judgment on it. And
well, I was saying don't let the 5-minute rule fall into this, because
ignore
the
the 5-minute rule.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes are not indicative of what's about to happen here.
No, and I wouldn't have shut it off. Like, I wouldn't have vetoed it, but that first, and it's more than 5 minutes. Maybe it isn't, but it feels like 10 or 15 minutes of just, all right, get to the fucking point. And that kind of stuff, even though you can overlook some of it for the, dick karate punching and slide tackle underneath. Hi, I'm Dick Karate Punch. The slide tackle underneath the gift shop kiosk and the 75 defenestrations in the mall and the guy getting the door slammed on his face.
Just didn't hit you like it did.
Yeah, it just didn't click over to 5 jocks, because it really drags sometimes. And plot, whatever, it's a fine plot. If this had been
a plot,
right, if this had been a Marvel movie, nobody would have complained about it.
No.
Nobody would complain about that plot if it had a $245 million budget and 6 well-known actors in it.
Yeah.
So you could complain about this plot, but you'd be wasting your breath. It's definitely a 4 jocks movie, though. I've talked myself into a solid 4 jocks.
Okay, all right, cool. Welcome back.
4 jocks.
Okay.
Maybe a 3 jocks, but it's really good. You should really watch it, but just be prepared for 5 or 6 moments in this film to try to rip you out of the goodness of this.
All right. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Okay. I'm Harlow.
No.
No, what?
wrong. So Chuck and I have a movie.
We do.
I saw a movie.
You did?
Saw a Mexican movie?
Maybe.
El
Portuguese Gremlins.
Maybe.
Muchos huevos.
See.
See. Oh, good.
What?
Mexican president.
What did he say now?
The new one. Not the old one, the new one.
Oh, the real Mexican president.
Yeah.
You say, no, we're not going to pay for that fucking wall?
Yes?
Good.
Yeah. Because, 14 billion, who needs that?
Yeah, right. Mexico doesn't have that.
We can't give anyone health care, but we could spend 14 billion on a wall that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like 70? Doesn't somebody estimate 75 billion over?
I think it was like 14 billion to build and 750 million a year to maintain.
Yes.
It'll take 20 years to
And it
build.
can be undone with a $5 shovel.
Yep.
Right.
Poke.
Hey, I say, we rented it there for the weekend.
Well, yeah, and not to mention the fact that there are tons of rivers across that
Yeah, just block
section.
the wall off the river.
The majority of people that are illegal immigrants came here legally. They came here on a plane. They just never went back when their visa expired.
Exactly.
Like, people don't cross the border like that anymore because it's so fucking dangerous.
Yeah. They're not coming through the drug tunnels.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
That would be way more awesome if the Fast and Furious drug tunnels actually existed like that.
Yeah. 20 million miles of tunnel to
Yeah.
just drive through. Gotta
You show up, you're in Cancun when you finally surface. You're like, wow, hey, that was a good trip.
Sweet.
I'm glad my battery didn't die.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Our country's a shithole now. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And the way
boy.
he described Mexico, man, I'd like to go there.
I know.
See? It sounds pretty nice.
Real nice.
Maybe they need podcasters.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk more about how nice it is in just a moment,
Okay.
as I describe going to a theatre here.
Nice. I will take this time to say go to 5calls.org.
Yes.
It is a very useful site that will basically let you enter your zip code, and it will tell you, it will give you your representative's phone number, their name, and it will give you a script for different things that you may want to call your representative about.
Yeah.
So it'll give you like both of your. It gives you the Army Corps of Engineers if you care about Standing Rock, which you probably should.
Should now.
Basically, if you feel that Betsy DeVos is a poor choice for Education Secretary.
She
which,
is?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Also, Tom Price, Scott Pruitt, and Jeff Sessions. All of those things. They will give you the person you should probably call in order to say, hey, I think that's a bad idea and you should oppose it.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they will have one that just says, that fucking wall. And you go, hey, I would like health care. I don't care about a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do that instead.
Yep.
So, but yeah, 5calls.org. It is incredibly useful. So go there and be a good citizen of the United States.
Right.
While you still can.
Don't be a bad citizen.
While you still can,
Right.
because that might change.
Yep.
And Steve, he is defunding them because Democrats like them.
Yeah.
Literally, it's all spite now.
Yes.
Like that is literally the policy. Is if
They're-
a Democrat proposed it or favors it, then it must go.
They are following a playlist. I think it's from some think tank called the Heritage Corporation, which is
Heritage
just
Foundation?
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
those fucks.
yeah, it's just basically a playlist of how to wreck everything that doesn't involve, coal.
Yeah. In the military.
Yes. So that's they're following that playbook to a T.
I still love that refugees are banned from Iraq. It's like, yeah, we came in there, we fucked the place up.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Don't leave. Don't try coming here.
Stay.
Yeah.
Stay.
Yeah.
So, whatever. It's fine.
Whatever.
Totally fine.
Good luck
It-
shutting us down, though.
Yeah, it'll all be fine.
Well, I mean,
It's great.
We don't get federal funding.
we could get drones struck at any time.
Drone struck.
As long as we're on the live stream,
Yeah, Chuck's Twitter feed is going to get us all nuked. That's what's going to happen.
it's fine. I'm fine with that.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
We'll be fine one day.
Nah,
We may be dying, but we're still
Yeah.
alive.
my Twitter feed's fine. I just yell at
Yeah.
the president every once in a while.
We'll be fine when the embrace of the grave takes me.
Yeah.
When that initial heat blast from the nuclear fire hits
It's all right.
me.
I'm the most dangerous thing in the world. I'm a liberal thinking gun owner.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks, Obama.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier. I sent everybody a link to the video with all these Obama dad jokes and him laughing at them on his own.
Yep.
And we're like, man, I would totally hang out with Obama.
Guys seem cool.
Yep.
Seems. I hope he's still alive.
And then we discussed how badly we would lose in basketball to Obama.
I could take one game out of 15 in horse. No dunks.
Oh, I don't know. Now that I figured out I might be a lefty basketball shooter.
You might actually.
You might be bad.
well, I mean, a horse.
You might be the Steve Kerr of the BMFcast.
I mean, that was a fucking revelation.
Yeah.
I've been playing basketball wrong my entire
Yeah.
life.
Who knew?
Maybe you shoot left too.
What do you mean? Shoot?
Maybe-
Oh, yeah, maybe.
You might be left eye dominant. Do you ever have issues with like?
Chasing waterfalls?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't do it.
Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to, Harlow.
Yeah,
you-
sorry. R.I.P.
You know, in the all your faves are problematic files, Chuck Norris is actually
A colossal
kind of a
douche.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy campaigned for Mike Huckabee, who's
Right.
a piece of fuck. Yeah, Chuck Norris is a crazy person.
Well, like, all right, well, let's look at it. Is Mike Huckabee a piece of fuck comparatively?
No,
Okay.
but yes.
I'm just saying, like, let's go back to having, like, I kind
He's
of
a-
want,
the scale
I kind of want
is-
the pieces of fuck we could have had.
He's a
The
Ted
scale
Cruz
doesn't
piece
work
of fuck.
anymore.
He's a Ted Cruz level piece of fuck. He's not a Jeb Bush level piece of fuck. How's that?
I don't know. It's fine.
I would take Frank Underwood over Mike Huckabee. How's that?
Well, The thing about Mike Huckabee is he just can't keep his goddamn mouth shut saying
Right.
stupid,
Yes.
like just backwards.
He's given everyone a cutesy
History will
name.
judge you poorly for saying this type
Yeah.
shit.
Yes.
That's his problem.
He talks in
fact,
sound
that's
bites.
the problem with a ton of them.
Yes. They're all bad.
Yeah.
But man, what I wouldn't give for W to be back
Oh,
in the
I
White
know.
House right now.
God.
That guy. What a lovable asshole.
At least we have these
still
photos
not
of him
good.
trying to put
No.
the poncho on at the inauguration.
And then just looking at the camera like, I'm an idiot.
Oh, come
You
back.
caught me.
W, come back.
Yeah.
It's fine. We know you're a coke hound. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. He choked to death on a pretzel almost. That's cool. I've done that.
That wasn't his dad, though?
No, that was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was watching football and just fucking popped a pretzel in his mouth and almost died.
Oh, God, I want that idiot back. Not this one. Fuck. And he was terrible, and I still want him back.
Yeah. Like when you made fun of him, it was just because he said internets.
I'm the decider.
Yeah.
yeah.
He made sound bites that were you had to laugh at him.
Right.
Like you were like, God, this guy's an idiot, but that's funny.
Yeah. I mean,
Whereas now it's like, wow, that guy's an idiot, and I'm scared as fuck.
yeah.
Bipartisan shitfulness.
Strategery.
Strategery. Mission accomplished.
Fool me once. Shame on me.
Fool
me
twice.
You won't get fooled again.
It's like it's some level of genius.
Yeah,
honestly,
sure.
like
Absolutely.
it went past idiocy and then like looped back around and became genius again.
So you're saying it was like some
amazing.
Reagan shit? Like, where, oh, I'm dumb. Not really.
No, it was like
It got so dumb that it became
Yeah.
smart.
No.
It's like Will Ferrell like hammering the joke so long that it like you get sick of it, but then he hammers it just that couple more times and it gets funny again.
yeah.
It's that exact thing. It's amazing.
I suspect, and some things have corroborated this, but I suspect he's fairly intelligent. Like, he's not the giant dumbass that he always seems to be, but he's just absolute shit
Yeah.
at speaking in public.
Yes.
And just gets up there and is like, oh, fuck.
Well,
What the fuck was I going to say?
no, prepared speeches, he was terrible. But like if you put him in like a town hall type setting
yeah.
where he's just like mingling with people, he was fucking great.
Yeah.
Like he was legitimately like
He was affable and like
that's
he,
why everyone was like, man, I'd have a beer with W. You
Yeah.
know, like that's that thing.
he was comfortable.
Whereas Obama knew how to do both.
Right.
Easily.
He even had a beer summit.
Yeah. Oh well.
Apparently also, was brewing beer in the White House.
Obama was?
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, fuck yeah, right on, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for, middle of this year Obama beer to debut.
Obama beer.
Oh, Beerma. beer rock. Oh, Beerma.
You can have a bureaucracy.
Yeah.
It's beer rock hop saying. Oh, bonga.
That's the overhopped IPA.
All I hope, I kind of hope he comes back from whatever vacation he's on right now, and he's got like the Al Gore beard going.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I want to
please,
see
God.
Obama with a huge ass
yeah.
beard.
Just like, hey kids.
He's like,
As soon as he comes back with the big beard, they're going to be like, told you he's a Muslim.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no. He has to go funky like Denzel in Magnificent Seven. That's what I want.
Yeah.
To like.
Yeah. Crazy ass weird
Yeah.
beard.
Weird beard.
Because, like, remember when we were seeing pictures of Denzel, like, prior to that, we were like, what the fuck are you doing, Denzel? And I was like, oh, yeah, you were prepping
Yeah.
for Westerns and shit.
All right, let's do
Yeah.
some.
All right.
That's our political chat.
yeah. So let's build a wall and not give anybody health care.
Cool.
It's a smart plan.
Very smart. Way to keep us all alive.
Hey, guess what? The wall didn't work against fucking kaiju. What do you think it's going to do against Mexicans?
I know.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to just play that. I want to get a gif of the kaiju's like, all right, time to fuck this wall, punch. And then it's just like, well, shit. We spent 25 years building that wall.
Those fuckers have Volkswagens running from 1953 and look brand new. They can handle a goddamn wall. I saw the most immaculate Volkswagens when I was there. It was amazing.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
telling you, it's to keep us in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
They were making VW Beetles, like, brand new off the line in real honest factories up until, like,
Yeah.
5 or 6 years ago, something like that.
Or no, I mean these
Yeah.
some of these were definitely old. Some of them, but I mean they just
Yeah, well, the old model, like not that new bubble thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the looked like the old, 60s Beetle, just
maybe
making
they were
them
newer
brand
than I
new
thought they
with
were.
new stereos.
But
Yeah.
they were nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like Ringo?
No, more like Gringo.
All right. Let's do a second half. Good job, Gringo.
Jesus Christ.
Can I tell you one more funny thing?
Yes,
There's a tree.
fine.
There is a tree down there that they call the Gringo tree. And when I asked why, it's because certain times of the year it turns completely red and the bark peels off of it.
Nice.
I thought that was hilarious.
All right. Thanks.
What?
No, it's fine.
I get it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's fine.
All right, welcome back.
Hey!
BMFcast second half.
BMFcast.
Yes, pew pew.
Yeah.
Pew indeed.
And such.
So I saw a fairly new movie. You guys said you saw a movie. Is it?
Ours is from last year.
2016.
Okay, well I saw a new one in the theater.
Okay. Tell us a story.
What was it?
I saw this little movie called Pasajeros. I saw Passengers. But where I saw it, it was called Pasajeros.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Passengers.
You know, Cristobal Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence.
Ah. Jennifer.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't pronounce it like that.
I said Jennifer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, all right, I want to talk a little bit about the movie, but I also kind of want to talk about a little bit about the experience because I saw this at a Cinemex in Vallarta, Mexico.
Yeah, you were in a foreign land.
I was.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man.
First off, let me say it's a cool ass cinema. They do the reserve seating thing. But even better, there's there's your standard popcorn candy snack bar. But right next to it is a snack bar where I had a freshly prepared strawberry crepe.
What?
Yep. I could have had Nutella and something. There was one other flavor.
This ain't France.
And
What are you doing?
and then they have
You mean a
these-
freedom pancake?
and I don't remember the name of them, but they were like these little like almost like potato wedges that were like semi-cooked. It's hard to explain. It was like not quite crispy like a French fry, but it wasn't quite like baked potato hard either.
Okay.
And they
Was it
kinda,
potato?
Yeah, I believe it was potato or
Could have been yuca.
It could have been yuca, but they put a spice on it, and it sort of tastes like
That's
like
a
potato.
spicy yuca.
Yeah.
Sounds like a yucca fry.
But yeah, it was it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the movie.
Yeah.
Passengers.
So I regret having not seen Arrival. I love high concept sci-fi movies, and that one just passed me by. So I didn't want to miss this one. It's strange because I kind of love that we live in a world where we can have a movie like this it's a mass appeal sci-fi movie with some high concept stuff going on. Like there's a serious morality issue looming in the movie that I don't know. You could argue gets addressed or doesn't. I don't want to spoil what happens in the movie, but like it's interesting in the same way. Like I find something like Moon interesting. It's not as high concept and good as Moon. I'm not trying to say that, but you can have a very minimalist cast. There's really like 4 actors in it. Throughout the whole thing, there's one other actor who gets like 5th billing for literally about 3 seconds of screen time, where it's enough time for you to go, "Hey, is that?" And then like they're gone.
Oh, okay.
But
Cool.
like it's a big enough person where it's like, why did you do that?
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, it's an enjoyable little movie. It's kind of like Space Titanic in a way. And I mean that in like a good way, because your main interaction is these two people on this. The basic plot of the movie is it's a journey that these people take. They get on this thing. They go into hibernation for this to go to this new world that is going to take, I believe, about 100 years. And then they're supposed to wake up like the last 6 months before it and get reacclimated and all that. Something happens along the way, and they get woken up early. So like they're still like 89 years away. They've just barely left, and they're going to stay. They can't figure out how to get back into hibernation, and they're going to basically live alone and die on this thing when they're not supposed to. So it's like a good movie. It's just weird because like it's it feels like they kind of made some compromises to make it more broad appeal. Like instead of going more high concept, there's intensity stuff like out of gravity because space is dangerous and it wants to kill you.
Right.
So there's that aspect going on, but then there's like, I wouldn't say romantic comedy, but more like romantic drama aspects to it too that I could see, taking away from certain people's enjoyment of it. There's like, I just want straight sci-fi, get this romance bullshit out of here. It didn't bother me. I mean, Chris Pratt's likable in this. Like, I feel like he fit for this, unlike Magnificent Seven.
Right.
Jennifer Lawrence is, I don't know. We've talked. We have various opinions on her at times.
It's not good. She's bad.
Oh, okay.
She's been fine.
There's that, I suppose.
She's fine in certain things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them yet.
Okay.
Is your only experience like Hunger Games and X-Men?
Yeah.
Okay. She makes real movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
She's
right.
good.
Like David O. Russell movies, and
Yeah.
Winter's Bone is quite good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, I mean, she's not given a lot to do. I mean, it's weird because they make her like this rich, complex character, but they just don't really tell her to own it. It's strange. It's like they paint her a broader backstory than it feel like she actually carries. And like I said, I'll kind of leave it at that. It's a pretty movie. I mean, the way it's filmed, there's a lot of really interesting zero-G stuff. It all looks and feels real. I love the tech element of this movie, like how this ship would function and all the various subsystems and whatnot, and how they've kind of created almost it's weird because I would say it's Space Titanic meets The Shining in a weird sort of way, but if like they weren't at each other's throats, they're kind of in love.
Oh, all right.
Because there's this grandeur of this giant ship and these people sort of trapped in it in the vastness of the ship with all of these amenities and fancy stuff going on, but yet it's still kind of a prison. So like needless to say, I really like this movie. I can understand why a lot of people would be like, oh really, like you like that? Because like I said, it does kind of go dip into the melodrama world a little bit, but overall I rather enjoyed it. I sometimes I would like, if I don't really have a thing against Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, if I did, I might suggest somebody else in that role, but I think she's fine in it. Like I didn't really have a problem with her. She's not it's not necessarily one of her standout performances, but she's fine in it. And to me, Chris Pratt drives more of the movie, the plot wise anyway. So but yeah, it's a pretty decent little movie.
Cool.
All right.
I do want to see it.
Yeah, my wife wanted to see it, and I was like, we can go.
Yeah.
But then we didn't.
And for the longest
Because
time,
Christmas is just a bad time.
Yeah.
Like, I never can quite figure out the whole, like, let's put everything out at Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because me, it's like, December sucks. Like December is like, I have something to do almost every fucking day up until Christmas. So
Yeah.
I've never quite understood that whole release
but
cycle.
movies still make $1 billion on Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and all the Star Wars movies are coming out around Christmas now.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
yeah,
Movie that didn't come out around Christmas.
yeah.
Watched Coen Brothers' Hail Caesar.
Uh-huh.
And I immediately finished it and wrote Chuck, said, you watch this yet?
Yeah, you dragged me into it.
And he's like, no, I haven't seen it yet. And I'm like, well, it's on HBO Go, so watch it.
It was one of the movies I was going to prep for and had it on my DVR and just didn't get to in time for Golden Jocks.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have won anything.
Nope. Hail Caesar feels like they had a whole bunch of ideas and they figured that they would make a movie out of them in editing
Yeah.
because they shot a whole bunch of stuff that kind of doesn't connect to anything else. But they're like, well, but we want to do the Berkeley number and we want to do like the big epic Ben-Hur type thing, and like they want to like. Yes, it looks great. Roger Deakins shot the movie, but there's also, it has that, I guess it was whatever the last season of Arrested Development was, where it was like, we didn't film everyone together. Mm-hmm. It feels like a movie they put together like, hey, George Clooney's got a couple weekends and we can get him in here to do this.
Yeah.
Because there's one scene I don't know for sure, and I didn't want to bother rewatching because I did not like this movie at all. Mm-hmm. He and another main character, I don't think they're on screen together at all in their scenes. It's basically like one walks into the room and they shoot it from like the door opening, and you can see the guy walks in the door and says, "Hey, you're here," and then the other character looks at him and goes, "Yeah, I'm here," and it's a shot from like his side of the room. Like it's basically 2 point of view shots.
Yeah.
So the two actors are never in the same scene together.
Yeah.
It's like the whole movie feels like that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep.
It's really weird. And I know there's probably some greater point because the Coen brothers are not idiots, and everything they do tends to have a meaning that is more than what's there on the surface. Beats me what the fuck this one was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I kind of actively disliked that movie. I don't know how much I really even talked about it when I saw it.
I don't even remember you
I
talking about it.
remember
when
you
saw
talking about it and trying to tune you out because it sounded like you weren't liking it, and I was like, no, that must be wrong.
Yeah, it's just it does not come together in any cohesive way, and it's like it's kind of a similar plot to Big Lebowski, where it's almost like all this stuff's going on, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But there's all these tangential characters that do cool stuff, and it's kind of like they were going for that, but like Big Lebowski is funny as hell, like, and just well performed, and this one is not. Like, I don't remember laughing at all at any point during this movie.
I mean, I wanted to watch the movie I felt like they wanted to emulate. Like, I would have watched them just straight up make a musical with Channing Tatum and sailor outfits and all that shit.
Yeah.
That's the best scene in the movie by far. That dance number is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, if they wanted to make a 30s Hollywood movie, just fucking make one. Like, I would watch it.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be tongue-in-cheek or...
Yeah,
whatever.
I felt like they thought this through line of this basically like day in a life of this studio exec guy was going to be the thing, but it's like it's not a strong enough through line. It's just a character that ties the rest of the characters together, and it's just a slice of life kind of thing.
And then it just ends.
Yeah, and there's no one component of it that is in any way you latch onto and you go, oh man, this is okay. This is our A plot. Like every once in a while, one of their movies won't click with me. Like I know BJ and I have talked about Miller's Crossing, how it's that movie is all style over substance. That movie is stylish as fuck, but man, that movie just has never clicked with me. This movie is just kind of like a production. It's not even style. It's just like, look at the things we were able to put together.
It feels like they had a collection of stuff they really wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to do the mermaid fountains and swimming number. They wanted to do that. You know, they wanted the Channing Tatum dance number on those tables, which again is like by far the best scene of the movie. Like I was just bored out of my mind, and all of a sudden that scene started, and like I came alive for that one scene.
Yep.
And that's like all you get of him.
Yeah.
But you know, it just feels like they had all these little things that they wanted to do, and then they couldn't find a way to tie them all together to make a movie.
Yeah, and I felt like it to be honest, it did not feel like a Coen Brothers movie until there's one segment late in the film where the cowboy guy is kind of piecing everything together and journeying off to take care of business.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, it's a Coen Brothers movie. Like the music hit and the transitions and the direction was all like, oh, okay, now it's a Coen Brothers movie. But it was just for that brief like 3 minutes, and that was it.
Yeah.
Never at any other point did it feel like you see a Coen Brothers movie and you're just like, man, these guys are a level above. Like there's just something to the storytelling. It all meshes together. Even if the movie doesn't quite click, you're like, oh man, the style of this is great. And this doesn't have necessarily style. It has production. And I think they thought that would carry it, and it just doesn't. I mean, it's even if they just wanted this to be like a love letter to this era of movie making, it's not. Like, none of these people really made me give a shit. And my God, the whole thing with Clooney and the thing he has to go through where he's just getting communist speech after speech after speech, and those things are pages and pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm waiting for a joke. I'm waiting for something. Where's the twist in this? And it's just people reciting communist propaganda, and you're just like, okay, and so? And is the joke just Clooney's like, okay, this sounds neat?
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is it wasn't even like mugging Clooney like I was expecting it to be.
No.
It's not bad in that way. It's just bad in every other way.
He's just kind of dopey.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only, like, going forward, the only thing that will be memorable about this movie to me is that it stars both the leads of Highlander, who are not stars, but it features the two lead characters from Highlander and the silhouette of Dolph Lundgren. The stars of Highlander and Dolph Lundgren in a Coen Brothers movie is insane to me. Just flat out insane.
Yeah.
So,
okay, Clancy Brown, now I think about it, he did get the one laugh out of me in the movie.
oh yeah.
Is when Clooney fucks up the speech.
Yes.
And he's like, hey, man, you almost had
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Clancy Brown. I was like,
Yeah.
there's no Sean Connery in this.
Yeah, no. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that did get
Yes.
the one laugh out of me because like there's this huge dramatic speech and he fucks it up. And he's
fucks it
like, man, you were that close.
You're almost at it.
Now, can I give you some homework? Because I don't believe either of you have watched it yet. Please go and watch Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
And that will be your, be your Coen Brothers palate cleanser.
Okay.
And you will realize again that they are still great. I mean, I'm sure you
I'm
didn't.
not worried.
I'm sure you didn't forget that.
No.
I'm just saying this will be your reminder of just how
Yeah.
awesome they are and can be.
And it's weird because, after watching the 2 seasons of Fargo, and you just look at those as a love letter to the Coens, it's like, man, those guys get them and aren't ripping off the Coens, but doing this ridiculous tribute to them in the best way. Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I will say the one guy who's going to be young Han Solo was pretty good.
Yes.
I actually really liked him.
Yeah, he was a good character.
And he learned how to do all that lasso shit.
Yeah, but man, none of that went anywhere.
Yeah.
Nowhere. I kept waiting for that to be the thing, and that wasn't the thing. But I was kind of interested in where that was going. I'm like, this is kind of interesting, them trying to make this guy into this other guy, and it not working, and...
Well, go watch Inside Llewyn Davis with Kylo Ren in it.
Okay.
I don't know. There's your connection.
I'll just mention Adam Driver on Twitter, and I'll get 1 million RTs.
Is that what happens?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
People
Wait,
love-
so both he and Poe are in it?
I mean, he has a much smaller role, but yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's like Spielberg with Hook. I watched that movie and I'm just like, man, in every way this is not good. But I wasn't like, oh, Spielberg's over.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of Hudsucker Proxy, but I liked it better than this
Gasp.
one
Okay,
by
well,
far. Because I
fine.
mean, like, but that one, it's
know.
kind of like you said, they were going for like we're making a Capra movie,
yeah.
and they stuck with it through the entire.
Are you going to
movie.
fight him?
No,
Carlo?
no, that hurts too much.
Yeah,
sorry.
It was way down inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's way down in their filmography for me. So
Oh,
Anyway.
ooh!
no, it just
Fight,
I've
fight.
only seen it once, and it just
He can
did
do
not click at
Good
all.
things. He does
But-
all the time.
Yeah, but I at least that one I understand. Like they kind of stuck with the thing, and like you said, they made one of those types of movies.
It's a
and went
Coen
through
Brothers
it
movie
the whole way.
Like, and because of that period piece of that one, watching this, I kept waiting for just like clever dialogue or snappy back and forth or something, and it never happens.
yeah,
It's just nothing. And when you start to think it's going to get quirky, it doesn't. They just like it was just an excuse to have. There's one part like the Francis McDormand scene goes a direction where I was just like, Christ, really? This is Adam Sandler levels of dumb.
yeah, yep. And they have Lambert in it for. You actually texted me. You're like Lambert.
I know. You were
And
like,
I was
enjoy that one scene.
Yeah, I was like, don't get used to him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what really sucks is that when someone shows up who you like, you soon realize that they're only going to be in that one scene,
Yeah,
and that's it. So
yeah. Man,
it's a bummer.
it really like I was stunned
Yeah.
when it ended. I was like, how did they miss it this bad? Because
Yeah.
like I don't really like Barton Fink either, but I get it. Like, okay, it's a metaphor for hell.
Yeah.
He is literally trapped in hell in
Yeah.
this hotel. Like,
I get that too, but I'm
and
not a
then
big
watching
fan
this
of
one, I was like, and then it was like I was just trying to rack my brain, going,
What is this?
what
Yeah,
what are you trying to tell me?
Yeah.
I know you're trying to tell me something, but nope.
yeah. I kept waiting for something to click, and it never did. So
Yeah,
bummer.
yeah, it is a bummer.
Wouldn't have made Golden Jocks. So
Nope. I also, real quick, saw it play. I saw Book of Mormon.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I liked it a lot. I mean, having seen so much South Park,
Mm-hmm.
I knew pretty much like this is how this was going to go.
Yeah,
And it is funny that like it doesn't get to all the swearing and all that until like they're basically out of the Mormon bubble, so to speak.
Uh-huh.
And then they go nuts with that, which I kind of was expecting. And it has that same South Park problem where it's funny the first couple times, and it's not funny anymore. Like as far as like the swearing goes in it, and then it's like it's like I get it, all right, but man, it just obviously it's not the original cast because I live in Jacksonville and I would never end up seeing the original cast.
Right.
But like it's just so it was just kind of funny that I was like I didn't really know anything about it other than like okay, South Park guys wrote it with another dude who wrote some other play I don't know, but they like I immediately knew that the dorky Mormon guy had to be Josh Gad.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that's like the only way that it's that schlubby, over-eager dork character. Like was like, oh, that had to be Josh Gad. And yep, look at the original. Yep, it was him. And,
yeah, it's everything that Josh Gad has done since.
Yeah, and it's like, how do you even like? I know they're going to try and adapt that into a movie because that's how these things work. Like, do they just bring him back and just to be like, hey, you're still 19, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know. Plays are always weird to me because like it's 2 acts. Like the structure of them is always really odd.
Yeah.
It feels like they have a real quick prologue, a fairly long second act, and then like the third act is the entire second half of the play. So I've never quite gotten used to that.
Yeah.
But
was your crowd all really old people that you thought would be ridiculously offended?
No, it was about half and half. Okay. I'd say.
Man, when I saw it, we were watching the crowd come in and we were like, oh dear God, these people are just going to be horribly offended. And they thought it was delightful, which gave me a lot of hope in humanity. I was like, okay, these old people are cool.
Well, it does the South Park thing where it's like, all right, we're going to make fun of this thing a lot, but then at the end we're going to be like, yeah, this thing has a point.
Yeah.
And this is why you should care about this thing, So they kind of, they bring it back and get respectful at the end.
Yeah.
After kind of savaging this thing for an hour and 45 minutes before that.
Yeah.
You do also have to remember, Chuck, we are beset on all sides by Southern Baptists in this town.
I know.
And they think Mormons is funny.
Well,
because they's different.
Yeah.
Well, and I did appreciate that they didn't really. I mean
Mormons
like
are funny.
Yeah, they didn't go for any of this the Mormon underpants or any of that. Like they didn't go for any of the easy stuff. They went for like the actual like almost. I don't like comparing it this way, but almost like the Scientology thing when they went after that. They're like, here's the shit they actually believe, and so they kind of stuck to that stuff,
right?
And let that the inherent goofiness of describing a religion to someone who doesn't follow that religion, basically any religion, you're like, wow, that's pretty fucking weird.
Yes.
So they just kind of stuck with that, and I think that worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed it. It's funny, and man, Trey Parker knows how to write songs.
Yep.
Like he really, really knows how to write a good, funny song.
I had those all stuck in my head for a good 6 months.
Yeah.
I finally purged them, but for 6 months, I could not get them out of my head. Like, just couldn't do it. So,
yeah.
Did it still have the weird like bits of Trey Parker narration?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the very beginning,
Yes.
and then I think starting the second act, and then at the very end.
Okay.
I believe. So I was like, oh yeah, there he is.
Right.
But yeah, I'd recommend it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
And I am obviously not a musical or theater type guy, so
that's high praise. High praise from you.
As my rep suggests when I'm gone suddenly.
Musical time.
Let's do a musical.
Huh. So,
all right. Is it
do we got
time for emails or correspondences?
We got any of them?
We have one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a follow-up. Why? Are you like eager to hear this one?
No.
Okay. Just the way you're acting, I was like, oh.
We got an email?
Was there one I didn't see? That
no, there was just
dropped a huge bomb on it.
Just one podcast where I was able to be the one who suggested that we move on to the next portion of the podcast.
So there was just this massively pro BJ email of just let me talk about BJ for a second.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Whenever I can't sleep, I put on the sounds of BJ's voice.
And isolate his track.
I put him in my left ear and everyone else in the right. And then I remove the right headphone.
I should start doing ASMR.
Yeah, you totally should. You're gonna
No.
get people really excited about the
So
prospect
this-
of that. Oh, that
So
could be a
this
Patreon
one
thing.
movie,
Yes.
these guys go
not
into
right.
a room and do a thing.
That's horrifying.
Isn't it?
This is a horrifying. Don't do that ever again, please.
Yeah, no.
All right. This one's from Morgan.
Oh, right.
Hi, Morgan.
It's a follow-up from
Yes.
Morgan. It's called The Long Riders Part 2.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Morgan here. You read my email last week. I'm a dude of the male persuasion, and I'm happy to oblige you in a Bowie knife fight with a strap of leather in our teeth to settle the Magnificent Seven controversy once and for all. The Long Riders is about 90 minutes. I think all Walter Hill films are 90 minutes. Anyway, although I didn't like Magnificent Seven, I love the podcast. Keep it up, gang.
Fair enough. We weren't casting aspersions, Morgan. It's just that name could go either way, and we didn't know.
Yeah,
Didn't want to assume.
because Jody, at first I thought Jody was a man.
Yeah.
And Jody's not.
Nope.
I will fight you, but
Jody's
I'm bringing my
late.
own knife.
Right.
Okay.
By knife, I mean machete.
Long Riders, Walter Hill.
Uh-huh.
Should we?
No.
No, Walter Hill.
Wait, for BMFcast?
Yeah.
I mean,
Or should we just watch it and then...
I think at most we could argue Last Man Standing, and even that's a good movie.
But it's boring. It's slow.
What's Joe Jimbo?
I know. We just... Yeah, we had this out last week of like, yeah, Walter Hill makes some movies. We should watch one of them. And there was just like, no, Walter Hill movies are too good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a kind of an auteur. I mean, it's like even like a bad Brian De Palma movie still has style.
Yeah.
I mean, like I would like to do Snake Eyes because there's lots of crazy Nicolas Cage eyes.
Yeah.
But
but
we
it's
don't
like,
want to do like Black Dahlia. Or,
But it's like a
No, we would do
2+ hour
Press to
movie.
Kill or
Yeah.
some shit. I mean, that's
Yeah.
crazy talk.
no.
I mean, some people didn't like Body Double, but we're not going to watch Body Double. That's crazy.
Femme Fatale.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all
there
right.
we go.
There's one Brian De Palma movie we could probably
Totally.
do.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I mean, there are bad Spielberg movies, but I would never say let's watch one. That's crazy talk. Yeah,
All right.
no, but we
But
might
thanks,
do it
Morgan.
on our own. Morgan,
Yeah. You should change your mind about Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, just keep saying names like that.
Why Harlow?
I don't know.
Yeah, we can only deride people that don't
Bullwink-
share,
is
do not
Bullwinkle
share
here?
our tastes.
Oh right, yeah, because I was semi-lukewarm on Magnificent Seven. So
Yes.
say my name as
Yes.
weird as you want.
Yeah, I will. Harlow.
Not like that.
I also warmly invite you to fight me.
All right.
the warm embrace of fighting. Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Neat.
Cool.
Should we give some contact information then?
Yeah.
I guess. BMF at BMFcast.com is the email address. That is where you will send emails to us. 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263 is the phone number where you will leave voicemails for us. And the place of our website, which you will visit, is BMFcast.com. And there are buttons on the right-hand side that you will click on. And then you will also go to our Patreon at patreon.com/BMFcast and donate to us.
Yes, you will.
And for
Did you hypnotize people? Is that what's happening?
the paltry sum
ASMR
of
was.
well, if you hadn't interrupted me, it might have worked. For the paltry sum of $1 a month, you will get our cool extras, which are fun and joyful.
And probably returning soon.
Yes. So do those things. Get in contact with us. Give us money. Love us.
Yeah, please.
Should we go and spoil for the fine folks what our next
Because
plan
we're
is?
nice.
Do you want to? See if maybe that'll kick
I'm
up
just
the
saying,
donations a
maybe
bit?
we can entice some people.
Okay.
We can make this guy over here angry.
Oh, I already ran it by him.
Oh, did you? All right.
He's mostly okay with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I will say, we are not tackling all because that's about 150 movies.
Fucking crazy.
But I think we're going to. We both realize that we're lacking in having seen many of the movies of the series, genre, whatever you want to call it. We're going to tackle some of the highlights of the Shaw Brothers martial arts movies.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how far we feel like going, what these yield for BAMFcast extra episodes, but we're going to crank some of those back up here real soon.
Yeah, I have gone on to watch 3 of the Amityville movies that we would have done. They are all the hottest of garbage, and Harlow would have shot me in the face if I had made him watch them.
Oh, no.
They would have been terrible episodes. So that, my friends, is done.
Just for the record, I would not shoot you in the face.
Appreciate it.
Sure.
He'd shoot you in the dick.
Yeah.
Okay, I would
it'd
not like that
It'd
either.
be like in the thigh or something.
oh, okay, the meaty flesh.
You could shoot him in the shoulder, and then the right thigh, and then the left thigh,
Okay.
right,
Sure, yeah.
and then
left.
and then a man will show up and defend me
Right.
because he got a call from the governor.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think I've only ever seen a few, so, and it's been years, and I couldn't tell you which ones.
Yeah.
I may have to make time to appear on a BMFcast Extra if that's what you're doing.
We would love to have you.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen like Master of the Flying Guillotine, but I don't
Yeah.
know what else.
I do think we will save Mighty Peking Man for the actual BAMFcast because Jens will lose his shit if we don't.
Yep.
Last time we met with Jens, he gave us a long diatribe about why we should watch it
Yep.
again. Still on the docket. Don't
Yep.
worry, Jens. It's coming. We won't pawn that off on a BAMFcast Extra, but there's a lot of Shaw Brothers movies. So
Yes. A lot of them are on YouTube.
yeah, Amazon Prime. I was investigating today.
Ah.
A lot of them are on Amazon
Yeah.
Prime. So, and they look pretty good.
Cool.
So they've done some work.
Mm-hmm.
Additionally, hold on to your butts, because next week is Blaxploitation History Month.
That's
Yes.
right.
the
yeah.
most wonderful time of the
Yes.
year.
The 19th annual BAMFcast extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we give out any hints? Minor hints?
Blaxploitation movies.
Yes.
There you
from
go.
the 1970s.
There will be movies where there are racists who get their due.
Yes, they
There
are going.
better be movies where there are racists that get their due.
Some dudes will get wrecked.
You know, fiction.
Right. Movie magic.
Except that
Yes.
one douchebag with the bad haircut.
That one dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
That dude got rocked. It
He
was
did.
great.
Yes. The internet's having a lot of fun with that.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to have a lot of fun next week
We are.
with a Blaxploitation movie.
So stay tuned. There are exciting things afoot for Blaxploitation History Month as well.
Yes.
Cool.
So
Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Alrighty.
That's-
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BAMFcast out. See you next week,
Jive Turkey.
you honking motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I know not all of you are honky motherfuckers, but
Nope.
just, you know.
Some of you would just honkies.
Some of y'all
Oh,
are
yeah. Fresh honky.
You know who
Some
I'm
of
talking
y'all
about.
are.
Woo!
Yeah. Motherfuckers.
We still online?
Ow.
We still on the podcast?
Right.
Are we still live?
But I gotta take us offline quickly. I know we sometimes banter, but I gotta go do work shit.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Good night, everyone. We
Night,
love you.
we gotta go. Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Blaxploitation.